I'm gonna unmute us and bring us in. Let's do it. All right. Welcome back in for episode 3 now of Strahd. So we last left off. You guys were spent your first session, the first session of exploring Death House. You guys have kind of gone through the first floor, the second floor, and we're on your way to explore the third floor, but did stop for a short rest in the library over here. You have heard creepy kid voices. The house seems to be breathing. You've been attacked by animated suits of armor, cursed brooms, all manner of just really weird stuff. Along the way, you did meet a new companion, Agnes, who was woke up here tied up, had been hunting werewolves previously, but you all freed him and became a valuable companion. During the short rest, before it was completed, you guys ended up in a fight after exploring a little bit, with a lovely rat swarm down in the kitchen, which you guys did manage to defeat. I believe last session we had a few people go down a few different times, but no deaths so far in Death House. And then at the end, we did say that it was assumed at that point you guys could complete that rest to get all your stuff back. So I believe everyone should be at max health at the moment.
So were we good for a long rest? Because I know we ended the last session kind of like talking about the necessity for a long rest after we rescued Uhtred.
I believe at the very least we said you could definitely finish a short rest. Do you guys want to try a long rest to get more stuff back?
I would love to have that conversation because this is like
I'd say you guys could definitely discuss it.
We're 2 sessions in, and I am straight up out of anything I can do. So
I'm just gonna kind of bring you guys back to the library, but you can definitely discuss that in characters, like what's the, pluses and benefits. There's 2 Uhtrids. Hold on.
Yeah, Vodavin's just gonna kind of like turn to the entire group. It's like, I think my magic's on the fritz. It just did this one spell that normally is just a ball of light, and it turned into a cat. So I think I need to lay down and sleep for a little bit. My magic's letting me know that I'm a little tired.
What's everyone else's thoughts on this as he brings it up?
Definitely Ingmar, while he's probably not gonna be able to sleep much, but he could use a rest. And what is it? Is it 4 hours that we need?
Long rest is 8 hours.
8 hours, damn. I don't think we'll be able to make 8. And we can try, but the moment it gets interrupted, it gets boom popped over because we only need an hour for a short rest. So we would need 7 roughly, give or take, right?
I'm just not a warlock. So
you basically need 7 more as of right now, yeah. Okay, Uhtred, I linked your new health to the sheet, so that should be good now.
What are our cleric's spell slots looking like?
Yeah, that's a important question.
He expended quite a bit too. So like myself and the cleric need long rests. I think Nate, or what's your character's name again, Nate?
Thimble Snigglefritz.
Yeah, I think Mr. Snigglefritz needs only a short rest to gain his spell slots back.
Yeah, he's good. He hasn't used any spells yet either. It's all been cantrips.
And Agnes used one spell. I'm pretty sure he used Sacred Flame last round. And he's been through a lot. I mean, you guys found him tied up downstairs or whatever.
Sacred Flame would be a spell slot. I think it's a cantrip.
No,
sorry, I meant Cure Wounds. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. You use the Cure one.
Yeah, my bad. Looking at the wrong one.
Well, let's try.
I guess we can proceed.
Try and get to 8 and see how we go. Set up guards, of course, so that way we can minimize any surprise.
All right. In that case, you guys decide on a watch order. I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm just saving Uhtred's token right now to make sure we don't have to redo all the stuff every time he drags out a character.
So far, Ingmar has gone last, and it's worked out pretty terribly. So let's keep that up. Because what are the chances it's going to end bad again? So let's put him last.
So far, it's gone terribly. Let's keep going. Keep going.
All right. Well, I guess
there's no way it should be the same. If we mess it, if we skip and change it up, it's gonna go back.
I mean, that's yeah. I guess that's an interesting way of looking at it.
I mean, that is some kind of logic. I wouldn't say good logic, but it's some kind of logic.
Okay. All right. So who's first off the bat then?
Thimble will go.
Thimble. Okay.
And he's gonna prop the crossbow out the door and prop it up against something.
Okay. I'd say you could easily find like a crate or something from that back room to prop it against. All right. Oh boy, we love to sleep in Murder House.
No, we don't.
I wouldn't be sure how you could get through Murder House without sleeping.
No,
Unless you had like all barbarians on your party.
I was about to say,
a terrifying concept for sure.
We should do that sometime, like a one-shot. Everyone's a barbarian,
just all angry
from different
boys.
races. Yeah.
Good God. Good God.
We could call ourselves the Bash Brothers.
I mean, we'd flavor it with some
First
good
of all,
old himbos.
phenomenal movie. Love Bash Brothers.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get some dice out here. That was just awful. Okay, so first shift, I'm just gonna save you the trouble of even rolling a perception check. Thimble, nothing happens on your first shift there.
Hell yeah. Scaring them ghosts away.
Mm-hmm. Could I get who is our second shift man?
I'll go ahead and go. That's Agnes.
All right. Go ahead and give me a perception check. As your friends take a quick snooze. Nine. You get kind of like a prickle on the back of your neck. But as you look around, you don't notice anything, and nothing actually happens during your watch. But you have a very uneasy feeling.
Right on. Yeah. No, Agnes, just kind of wakes up a little bit and kind of feeling a little more alert, a little bit jittery. But he's definitely not leaving this room. So.
All right. Who's our next one then?
Yeah,
Barovia.
Barovia? Okay.
So as I change shifts with Barovia or whatever, can I tell him hey, kind of had the hair raised on the back of my neck a little bit.
Yeah.
This place is kind of creeping me out. So.
Everyone's kind of you kind of whisper this to Barovia as you wake him for his shift. Everyone's kind of sleeping to get their spell slots and whatnot back. Barovia, as he's telling you this, you feel a warm trickle of something dripping out of your bag.
Barovia just shivers really quick and it looks and is I hate being in here too. I didn't even want to come in the first place, but I'm just trying to be part of the team. And all of a sudden, this warm thing that's coming out of his bag, he kind of has a freak out reaction as if he were bleeding and doesn't know the source of it.
Mm-hmm. Do you reach in your bag?
He opens it for sure.
When you look in, you have this this special bottle you've carried with you for a long time at this point, a bottle of invisible ink that can only be read at sunset. The side pocket that it's in appears to be soaked in dark red blood, as if the vial had broken and that was what was inside. As you go to reach it and take the vial out, though, the blood starts to fade away. You can see the bottle of ink is indeed not smashed. But I want you to give me a perception check as you pull that bottle out.
Oh, perception check. That's gonna be up Barovia's alley for sure. Not really.
8. Okay.
Oh, not too bad. Why did it double? I don't know which one you want to use.
I think I might have just double clicked. I'll take the first one because that was the first actual die roll, quote unquote. As the spot fades away from your bag, seeming as it's never been there, it briefly picks out a short message, appearing almost like the ink does at sunset, but just briefly in this bloody color on the inside of your bag.
Yeah, I would imagine that Bodavin has like probably cast the light cantrip, inside of his bag so he can see what's going on.
Yeah.
So maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah. Oh, as he's like looking, as anyone who's like blinks their eyes open for a second, it's like kind of light glowing out of the bag. You briefly make out the message before it fades away. Sometimes one death is what's needed for the greater good, and then it disappears.
Okay. Bodavin kind of takes us in for a second and like looks around as everybody's kind of like hodgepodge around the room, just like laying and taking a rest. And he's like looking at who he can trust the most. And I think he goes over to Ingmar and sits down and is like, hey, I'm still kind of getting a hold of this whole like magic thing, but something really weird just happened. Do you think there's a ghost in this house? And I tell him exactly what it said, what the ink looked like, just give him, the full synopsis that you just gave. And it's like, are ghosts real? Is that real, Ingmar?
Absolutely. Without a doubt, this is clearly a haunted house. There is something in here that we cannot account for, and I would say something's trying to communicate with you. Whether it's good or bad, we not know. But what is? And he told me everything that it said, right? Like,
do you fill him in on the message?
Yeah, I told him, everything kind of verbatim,
Okay.
What you said, and kind of as Ingmar is telling him that ghosts are real, the enthusiasm to learn information kind of slightly slips away out of Bodavin's face as it goes pale.
While it may not be for evil. Just because they are a ghost or spirit does not make them bad, perhaps. But we will find out in time, I'm sure. I would keep this hush hush. Don't say anyone.
Okay. Okay. And Bodavin just, kind of straightens his bag out and is just standing kind of abnormally close inside of Ingmar's personal bubble for the remainder of the rest.
Okay. You kind of huddle up into yourself basically as this your watch goes on. Then I believe next is Ingmar. Are you the last person, or is there one more person still before?
I haven't gone.
Uhtred.
Uhtred.
So before we do that, you guys will notice that Uhtred, like he's kind of just like propped up against the wall, but he's not laying down, and he's got his eyes closed, but it's almost like he's in a meditative state, and you see like his jaws are like it's almost like he's grinding his molars, right? You could see like his jaws like pulsating, almost like he's concentrating.
Okay. Definitely some something going on under the surface emotionally there. So I suppose Bodavin, you definitely see that if you're waking him up for his shift.
Yeah, I feel like Bodavin's kind of scared stiff, He's mainly been a handyman and painter his entire life. He's only 19 years old, and he is kind of there like up against the wall, holding his knees, peeking out over like you might see a child do, and is like, instead of being nice about it or like, quiet, respectful, both of them just like, Uhtred, your turn. Uhtred.
Yeah, when you do that, you kind of get that. The look that Uhtred shoots you is just one like an icy glare, but then it quickly fades to a small smile as he kind of nods his head, and he knows his shift is up or is ready.
All right.
Seeing that smile, Bodavin just takes like a small coin out of his pocket, casts light on it, hands it to Uhtred, and says, just in case you need it, maybe put it in your pocket.
I appreciate you, fella.
All right. Uhtred, as it is your shift, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, I guess I need the toggle.
I guess it would just be the first one for now if you...
Advantage toggle, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I fixed it.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. You do not notice any creatures, but I need you to make a will save. As you're
will
watching.
Save?
Yes.
That would be Constitution?
Oh, sorry. Wisdom save. What did I say? Will?
Wisdom
Yeah, wisdom save. Gotta stop jumping between systems so fast. That's enough that you resist it. There's this brief moment where I imagine you're kind of looking at the door, maybe peeking out of it, and your left hand, your arm lifts up, and the back of your hand is held towards your face. The fingers wiggle, and then the front of your hand is held toward your face, almost like something you would do if you were inspecting both sides of your hand, but you're not moving it. But as quickly as that weird thing happens, you kind of reassert mental control, and that feeling goes away.
Well, yeah, I'd take a look around to see if anyone else noticed it. If not, then Uhtred's going to kind of... I mean, he's not going to say anything because he doesn't know if it's the house or if it's him.
Mm-hmm.
So he would kind of just walk over to... Ingmar is next, right?
Ingmar's, the next shift. I'd say this probably happens toward the end of your shift, so you could wake him up a few minutes early.
Yes, I'd walk up. I'd walk over to Ingmar to wake him up and let him know it's his shift.
All right, Ingmar, you are aroused, knowing you're the last in line here.
Spasiba. And we can just don't roll because nothing happens, right?
I mean, I'm gonna roll.
You walk into the hall and you find a sandwich.
Yummy! Best
As if the regular
ever.
ass broom didn't kick your ass enough. A sandwich? Come on.
Clearly, he's gonna eat it.
That's a TPK. Give me a perception check.
Ooh, we are on fire.
Some good shit going on, guys.
Performance. Can I just do a performance check? I got that on lock, man.
Unfortunately, no. You just are this is just a creepy last shift. You can hear the house. What most people in real life is oh, the house is just settling. But you're very convinced this is not the house settling. Stuff's creaking. It sounds are people moving down there? Is the house breathing rhythmically? These are not normal house sounds. But nothing actually comes and attacks you in that room.
All right, everyone, wake up. Wake the fuck up.
Everyone kind of, at your instruction, groggily starts getting up. Definitely not the best night's sleep you guys ever had, but enough that you do recover the abilities you need from a long rest.
Bodovin was kind of already a little bit awake because he's sticking kind of close to Ingmar, being kind of a scaredy cat. And he's here's the confidence in Ingmar's voice when Ingmar says, "Wake the fuck up," and Bodovin's "Yeah, wake the fuck up."
Yeah, little applause. All right, is there anything you guys are saying to each other or doing down on these first two floors before you sally forth to the third floor? Because really all you've seen there is the balcony landing, or the staircase landing, and that broom closet. Basically all you guys have gone in. Oh, except for when Thimble investigated the bedroom from the dumbwaiter.
And then totally pussed out and going in myself.
Yeah, oh yeah. You saw probably not the whole room from the angle the dumbwaiter's at, but you saw some of it. But if not, I can move you guys to the top of those stairs.
What is this area right here?
Send it.
That area right there.
Kind of looks like a stairwell going down, like a little mini.
Like a servant stairwell or something?
Yeah.
Let me see. That is part of a servant stairwell, you would think, but you guys actually can't see that. I don't know why that revealed with the rest of that room. It should not have.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys see?
Clearly.
Yeah. Well. Yes.
All right, so I guess
Basically nailed the nail on the head there, though.
Our only option is up, right?
Let's do it. Let's get out of here so we can get a good night's rest.
All right. So you guys are up on this floor over here.
Perhaps last time we entered this floor, maybe we have Cleric go first.
All right, I'll take the lead.
Cleric like cautiously stepping onto the landing, looking at like the pile of armor that you guys broke apart earlier. It does not stir back to life though. You're safely able to get to the landing. So
and Bodovin's like, oh, I left something downstairs. I'll be right back, and he kind of just like goes back downstairs just so he can be at the end of the line.
Stumbles back to the end of the line. Okay, so door wise, you guys know from the earlier scouting trip that those double doors at the top probably lead to that they lead to the bedroom. There's a door marked washroom, like a bathroom up ahead, and there is a door that was adjacent to the broom closet you guys haven't entered yet. Also, I don't know why. I know why. What's happening? When dynamic lighting updated, it has it set for you guys to drag. When you drag around, it reveals things, which it should not. I'll fix that in a bit. But yes, that's why you can see into this room. So
Right on. Well,
where are you guys going?
Angus is kind of wondering, do you guys want to go, to the left or to the right, or are we going to risk the washroom and potentially another broomstick in there?
Oh, clearly this would not happen twice.
Famous last words.
Yeah, that seems to be a OP mop.
Yeah, this mop's got like full armor on actually.
I'm gonna throw out another detect magic, just to kind of see if I detect anything magic or unsavory in the area.
And refresh my memory, is it 30 feet or 60 feet from you?
30 feet.
30 feet.
But I can change it to where it says 60 feet.
No, that's fine. You don't have to do that.
Okay.
I mean, 30 feet's pretty much from where you're at, Ingmar. 30 feet's hitting like this whole floor.
Okay.
I'll double check, but I don't believe from that you see any magical items or magical auras even.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm looking for. I'm not so much items, but like those auras to see if we can find anything.
You do not sense anything that would register as a magical aura.
Okay. Hey everyone, I have done quite search and I see nothing. Let us start with door in front of you.
All right. So Agnes kind of, shuffles forward a little bit, a little uneasy, but he trusts his newfound friends. He kind of like looks back at you guys and asks if you're going to back him up a little bit here.
We are here, yes.
And you mean by in front of him, you mean the double doors? Or
these doors?
No,
the small one.
I was thinking the bathroom, yeah.
Gotcha.
Or thinking the bathroom, right on.
Okay. Do you open it then?
Perhaps you should listen first.
Yeah, you can absolutely make a perception check on that room if you would like. Agnes can go ahead and roll that.
Let's do that.
Don't hear anything. I see you hear the quiet drip, drip, drip of like broken plumbing.
Yeah, I mean, Agnes kind of realizes his findings and then, kind of maybe starts creeping that door open a little bit,
All right.
real slowly.
You find yourself in a dark room containing a wooden tub with clawed feet, a small iron stove with a kettle resting atop it, and a barrel under a spigot in the east wall. You can tell from above that there must be a cistern on the roof collecting rainwater, which comes down a pipe to the spigot, but it appears that the plumbing is all sorts of busted up, and it's not actually filling the spigot up at all. That is all you see.
Right on.
All right, we continue.
Let's do it.
All right.
I don't feel like we need to go in this room here, so yeah, should we continue exploring?
All right. You go to the bathroom next?
Wasn't that the bathroom?
Oh, sorry. What did I say?
Yeah.
Bedroom. Well.
Oh yeah. I was like, there's another
Let's do it.
All right. Welcome to the master bedroom.
It's a swag rug like Aldrin Foxglove had in his mansion.
Oh yeah, dude. Big Aldern vibes. All right. I mean, I kind of described some of this before, but just a little refresher. There's like a dusty, cobweb-filled master bedroom here. It's got burgundy drapes across the windows. There's a big old 4-poster bed with embroidered curtains. These like tattered gossamer veils. A matching pair of empty wardrobes. A vanity with a wood-framed mirror upon which a jewelry box is sitting. And a padded chair. There's a rotting tiger rug lies on the door in front of the fireplace, which has a dust-covered portrait of Gustav and Elizabeth Durst. Those are the parents of Thorn that you guys met earlier. Not met earlier, but heard about earlier.
Do they look all like creepy like the kids do, or do they look like normal humans?
I will say they look like Barovians, so they definitely have like a severe pallor to their skin. And a door facing the foot of the bed has a full-length mirror mounted to it. There's a small door right here, kind of around the corner from you, Agnes.
All right.
That is all you see on first glance.
Right on. So, Agnes, kind of wants to roll a perception check here, if that's cool.
Yeah, go for it.
Not reveal anything else. Oh, booyah!
Oh, nice. All right, Agnes. You first of all, you see that you see a like glinting line of chain is hanging out of the jewelry box, just a little bit. Definitely some stuff in there.
So, as a dwarf, that I feel like Agnes is kind of rather attracted to that, and he might, kind of start without really realizing it, kind of shuffling forward, kind of drawn into.
That would be on like this little desk over here. Oh, sorry, I'm painting on the wrong layer for you. This little desk right here.
So he kind of just starts slowly shuffling forward without really saying anything or realizing what he's doing.
It doesn't appear locked. Just a regular jewelry box. Do you wish to open it?
Yeah, I mean, nobody's gonna stop me.
Yeah. With
Almost
that,
do it.
real quick,
Yeah. Go
while
ahead.
you guys are doing that, I'm gonna do you're gonna see kind of Ingmar focus on his cards and touch Uhtred to give a bardic inspiration.
All right, Uhtred, you feel that inspiration kind of go over you again. Pushing back the chill of this floor. Something I did not reiterate: this third floor is very cold compared to the rest of the house. Like you can see the breath fogging in front of you.
With that, I would tell Uhtred, something along the lines of like, while I am unsure of what the dwarf's ability is to adventure, considering he is hunting monsters, perhaps your skills are more suited to ensuring we do not miss anything.
So you'll notice that Uhtred looks a little bit distracted as you're talking to him, almost like his mind is somewhere else. Like he's just trying to concentrate on something. a little bit more than what's going on right now.
You kind of give him this inspiration. He does take the inspiration, but you can definitely tell Ingmar he's a little bit distant at the moment. As you're trying to coax Ingmar into the room there, though, Agnes, are you opening that box?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I mean, I can tell you right away, you can tell the box itself is worth some money. This box is, like, made out of silver, inlaid with gold filigree. The box itself is worth 75 gold. It then, as you open it, you see there are 3 gold rings, each worth 25 gold. And what was hanging out of the box, a thin platinum necklace with a topaz pendant worth 750 gold.
Mama wowza.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so Agnes is pretty blown away and very excited about this, and he kind of starts picking things out and turning around to show Thimble there, what he found and stuff like that.
Dude, this shit's awesome.
Yeah, when you do that, you'll see Uhtred kind of walks up and kind of sees what you're doing, and it's not wise to steal it from the dead, fella. I would think twice before you pocket that.
They're not gonna miss it.
I assume we'll find out here shortly.
Quit being such a sourpuss.
Yeah.
So now-
I'm sorry. So I was gonna say with that said, Uhtred kind of makes his way a little bit further into the room here.
All right. I'll say, yeah, give me another perception check in the room as you're kind of browsing, because now you can kind of see this little meeting area on the right side by the dumbwaiter as well. All right. So Uhtred, you can tell that there is another little door over here. It is kind of boarded up, but as you look around, you see it leads out to a small balcony. Be an athletics check to kind of just force it open.
Ugh.
And then, of course, you still have the closet door over here as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to focus on what's inside the room first before we start looking outside.
No, totally fair.
Because we're gonna want to make sure that the room's secure.
From that perception check, I'd say the rest of it seems to just be, compared to the other rooms, it's a little weird that this one has seen so much disuse. Like, the other ones seemed clean. What's maintaining them is kind of up in the air right now, but this room is extremely dusty and, like, choked with cobwebs.
What about the fireplace? Anything going on here?
The fireplace is actually this is the only fireplace so far that appears to have the charred remains of wood in it. Very, very old, almost like disintegrating at the touch. But someone, at least maybe in the last couple years, did light a real fire here.
Can I sift through the ashes, see if there's anything of note there?
Yes, I am gonna say, give me a investigation check. 10. Okay. So you can't quite make out any words on it, but you do see that it looks like presumably some sort of pile of papers was burned using this fire. You see a few blobs of wax among the soot. Seems like perhaps a pile of letters might have been burned here.
And I can't make anything out of it.
Unfortunately not. You can call someone else over to see if they can take a look.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably, assuming that I'm over here, I'd pass it back to Agnes here, just to see if he's able to make anything of it. But while he's doing that, of course, I'll lift up this rug here just to see if there's anything under it.
Unfortunately, there is not. Nothing more than a like choking cloud of dust as the rug's like disturbed for the first time in years.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll for investigation? On
Yeah.
this?
So Agnes, as you have those, go ahead and make an investigation check. Yeah, nothing more. Some of it like crumbles to soot in your hands.
What about these bookshelves here?
Those are the matching wardrobes. They are empty though. There's like nothing in them. Not even coat hangers.
Anything under the bed?
Just dust and dust bunnies. Lots of cobwebs, a few spiders.
All right, so I guess our options are the closet, the balcony. I mean, I guess I would probably, unless someone else wants to do it, I'd put my ear to this door here and kind of give it a little rap, a little tap, a little tippity tappity.
All right, put your ear. This is the one with like the mirror secured to the door. You kind of like tap on the mirror a little bit as you listen to the door.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear anything, but as you step back, the merest fraction of a second delay, the mirror is delayed in how it reacts to you.
Now, does everybody see that, or just me?
I'm gonna say everyone give a perception check who wasn't like actually the one knocking on the door. See if you can like notice this happen too. 9 and a 7. I'm gonna say no. Those don't notice.
Not real perceptive tonight.
Yeah, not the most perception.
Yeah. I think with that, it's all those mushrooms. I think with that, I'd kind of just look at the same hand that I saw, move earlier. I'd kind of look at that and look back at the mirror.
At this point, it seems to have like caught up to real time.
All right, and then I would slowly open that door, see what's on the inside. I guess Thimble, should you and I switch places in case something jumps out?
Yeah, he'll scoot on over here.
It just seems to be an empty closet.
So says you. Is there anything?
I mean, I'll save you the roll on this one. I think just with the previous perception checks you guys have had, you can tell there's nothing in here.
I guess let's check this balcony out then, huh?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so we need someone that's going to kind of muscle through it.
Maybe not the best person right there to muscle through it, but
it's boarded up, right?
It is boarded up. You need to make an athletics check.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got this.
How the hell?
Mighty Mouse, bitch.
15 is exactly enough. As you smash on to the balcony, go ahead and move your token onto the balcony there.
Can I do a perception check first?
No, this is like you had to like shoulder charge it open essentially.
Oh.
An eagle swoops down and grabs you and picks you up.
We did see big ravens. Remember?
As you enter or like smash through the door, you have this moment of like vertigo as you realize the mists have completely engulfed the town of Barovia, including this outside area, like anything beyond the actual walls of the house. I need you to make a Constitution save.
Is it magical in nature?
Let's see.
Oh, never mind. I have
It is
magic
not.
advantage on magic, on wisdom, intelligence, and charisma. It wouldn't matter anyways. Constitution saving throw. Not good.
Right.
It's average.
You
Give or take.
Can duck back in the room now, but you gain 1 level of exhaustion.
And how do we do that?
1 level of exhaustion is disadvantage on ability checks. Here, I can hold on. Give me 1 second, and I will make the handout visible that explains exhaustion.
I just remember there's a way to click it in Pathfinder.
I believe there's a way on the sheet here, but here is the handout for it.
Disadvantage on ability checks. All right.
Yeah, and then eventually exhaustion 6 it's just straight death.
You're just
That's so tired.
Did I don't know. Let's see. That's it. All right. Come back in and be like, yeah, that was not pleasant. There's some spooky ass shit going on.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, I'll poke my head out and see.
Are you actually going through the door or just opening it, like looking out?
I'll take a step out there. If
any chance we can climb down?
If you take a step out there, I need you to make a con save as well.
Can't save.
And he's gonna come into safety of the house.
You do make it, Uhtred. You can feel the mist trying to kind of sap at the natural energy of your life, and you shake it off and just come back in. I'll say, what? Say it again.
Nothing. There's nothing of note.
I mean, you can just tell the whole town is like swallowed by this fog. I will say, you think you resisted it for now, but if you guys tried to keep walking through that fog and kept failing, you would rapidly become exhausted.
Okay.
Oh, don't tell us that. I was going to try and climb out.
Climb out. At this point, let me just double check something.
You could be dead before you hit the ground on that.
Yep.
At this point, both Uhtred and Bodevin have experienced a lot of things right now. I need both of you guys to make a wisdom save as the horror of the house is starting to get to you.
It's Uhtred, you said?
Uhtred and Bodevin.
Bodevin. Wisdom save. Here we go.
All right. Bodevin manages to stave off the encroaching kind of panic. But Uhtred, you're going to be the first of us in the campaign, because we're using the optional rules that came with this book. You're the first to succumb to a form of madness. You are currently experiencing kind of like, I say, it probably washes over you as you look out in the fog. You resist it, but like oh my god, like the world is like gone. We're just in this house of fucking death. Like, what is going on? I need you to roll a D100 followed by a D10. All right, then a D10. Okay.
Ooh.
For the next 10 minutes, whenever... This is honestly so ironic, because this is what the exhaustion would have done to you anyway. You're going to get disadvantage on ability checks. But for a different reason than being exhausted. Anytime you attempt an ability check, you are going to experience vivid hallucinations.
A vivid hallucination on ability check.
On any ability check, and you'll have disadvantage on them. And that is for the next 10 minutes.
Does that include saving throws?
Let me do saving throws count as ability checks? I literally put do saving and it auto-completed. No, saving throws do not count as ability checks. So saving throws, okay. you are still rolling normally.
Okay. So I guess you guys would notice that at this point, Uhtred's kind of got like this wild look in his eyes, you know? I mean, he's obviously hasn't been as chatty as he was before the long rest, but he's got like this wild look in his eyes right now.
All right. Where do you guys go from there? You guys can see that he's freaking out a little bit.
Clearly this house is having some sort of effect on everyone, and I believe we should finish searching for what we came for, and we should just leave.
Okay.
Yeah, Agnes definitely agrees. So he kind of starts maybe skittering towards the door here.
Yeah, Thimble
And-
is not liking it.
Bodovin's like a little bit concerned about Uhtred, and this like wild look in his eyes. Yeah, he just had a pretty good wisdom saving throw with like the same effect, and he's not necessarily like super intelligent, but his wisdom's enough to like know something's up. So lightly, he just taps, the back of Uhtred's like coat or cloak or jacket, whichever, just ever so lightly, and casts protection from good and evil on him.
Ooh, okay.
Just because it might be the wise thing to do.
So as you think you're subtly touching my jacket, but what I guess what maybe something you weren't expecting was that Uhtred actually feels it, and he looks back at you, real subtly, right? But you notice it, and he doesn't. It's not really that that half smile you saw before, but it's more of a like a slight sneer that you see.
And Bodovin just kind of like is inspecting the ceiling a little bit, just pretending like he doesn't know that Uhtred knows.
Excellent.
Great communication.
The gods look on at this interaction. It's like, oh, okay. All right. I mean, the only door you guys have not ventured through up here is going to be the one at the other end of the landing.
After you, kind dwarf.
All right.
So Agnes begins to just kind of shuffle forward, kind of looking over his shoulder to make sure everybody's following him as he's, walking.
Ingmar's right behind you, kind of just like, go ahead, you're okay. But obviously does not want to go in front, so you can definitely feel a sense of you are being used as a shield right now.
All right. Are you making a perception check as you like kind of listen to the door, or just kind of going for it?
Oh no, we're absolutely going to make a perception check.
Okay.
Agnes is being very cautious.
Apart from the typical like creaking sounds up here, it seems fine.
Sweet. So Agnes kind of looks over his shoulder and looking for like a nod of affirmation from somebody before he kind of opens his door here.
You won't get that from Uhtred, right? He's preoccupied right now.
Ingmar still nodding his head. Yep, you got this, man.
All right. Agnes
Trust
kind
me.
of just pushes the door open slowly and see what happens.
All right. You push open the door. Remove your lighting block here. Dust and cobwebs shroud an elegantly appointed bedroom and an adjoining nursery. Double doors set with panes of stained glass can pull open to reveal another balcony, although the only view currently is fog. What do you guys do?
All right.
That's it. I mean, with that narrow beam of light you got going right now, it's about all you can see.
Yeah, Agnes kind of just keeps shuffling forward. He's kind of trying to prove that he's, a little bit kind of braver. Trying to be brave for everybody.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Goblin. All right, you push forward. As you do, you hear the briefest voice. Sounds female. It's like, the babe must be protected.
Do
So
we
at
all
this
hear
point,
it, or is it just Agnes?
All of you hear it.
So at this point, Agnes kind of backs up and maybe bumps into Uhtred a little bit, or whoever's behind him, and maybe a little bit freaked out by that.
Yeah, I don't think that's the voice of somebody we should be trusting, guys.
As you reach,
Can we hear that before? I can't remember.
You've heard a
I feel
baby
like we
crying
heard-
before, but Uhtred, as you reach
Oh,
that
okay.
spot, you now have an open line of sight into the room next to you. You realize that is an empty crib. You are next to a nursery.
Okay. I guess I'd like to.
Agnes, you'd see this
try
as
it.
well.
I'd
Sorry,
like to.
both of you would see it, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would attempt a to check out this door right here real quick. Maybe a perception or investigation or something, just to make sure that the door's good.
Yeah. Well, this door is open, like all the way.
Oh, it's open. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then yeah, I would kind of slowly walk in.
All right.
I'll kind of step back there so you can get, there you
I can fight a demon, baby.
go.
And then I guess we'll do the good old perception.
Okay.
Ah,
You see
Even baby.
a translucent, skeletally thin woman appear and screech at you. But with that 19, she did not get the drop on you. We're just going to roll. Give me 1 second to clear the order. We're going to roll straight initiative this time. No surprise rounds as you see this thing appear.
Can we get vibes off of her since protection from good and evil's been cast, whether she is good or evil?
She's most assuredly evil.
Cool.
All right, I'm gonna add her to the order as well. And that's like kind of the generic picture of this monster from the monster manuals. This one in particular appears to be a nursemaid, based on her uniform.
Now, am I still freaking out, or what's my mental status?
Yes, the 10 minutes. I'd say probably about 3 minutes has passed.
Okay. I'm still unstable.
Hey, at least you're protected against this lady that's 5 feet from you.
Basically, the only
unknowingly,
thing.
Did we give you? Don't forget. Have you used that bardic inspiration yet?
I have not.
So you have that and protection versus good and evil.
Ooh, nice. All right. Well, she
Which
did
you
not
gotta remember
roll
you
it.
have that. You have to remember you have that because you could have used that for your other one. For this, it also you can use it on saves.
True.
So-
The bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
If I click
Not
the
just
inspiration, if I click the inspiration tab up on my character sheet, it'll automatically roll that? Roll down,
that
or-
inspiration is that's I award that to you guys for different things. We haven't gotten any of them yet. There are some certain events in this dungeon that are going to give you inspiration. That's like a free reroll essentially.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, it's like luck or bravery or something like that, right?
And what?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. And what does the protection against good and evil do?
Till the spell ends.
Protects you from evil and good.
It's the text is up if you scroll a bit, but basically until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. The protection grants several benefits. Creatures those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already one of those things, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect.
Okay. And since I did that perception, am I hallucinating?
So ability check specifically is basically that's only when it's not like a skill check. This is only when I ask you to roll the ability score stuff. So I ask you to make a strength check, a dex check, a wisdom check.
Okay.
Wait, I thought.
Oh, okay, no, it does do that.
wisdom,
I was
not
reading the
over
D&D
saving
website
throws.
and I misunderstood. Yes, okay. You do have disadvantage on skill checks because they are based off of the ability scores.
Oh,
Because the D&D website lists a strength check, a dexterity check, a charisma, parentheses, or persuasion check, wisdom, perception, etc. Okay.
so would the
So is it only-
protection from good and evil just make that stuff a wash? Maybe.
So the protection from good and evil. This is the madness isn't coming from a source. It's he's actually going mad for a little bit. So the good and evil wouldn't affect that.
Okay. But if he does a ability score sort of like, a strength check against her to swing a sword or something like that, and he has advantage from good and evil, but disadvantage from whatever's going on, the madness thing, does it just kind of...
Well, he doesn't... Protection from good and evil doesn't give him advantage, it gives them disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
So he still has... It's not even out because he just has disadvantage, but so does the Spectre.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good enough. We'll take it.
But only against Uhtred. If the Spectre goes against any of the rest of you, it does not have it. So, Ingmar, you hear this, like, crazy shrieking coming from that room that Uhtred just went into. What's your opening move here?
Does anything with still throwing out the detect, do I pick up anything on that level of magical or no?
Not technically, as it is like a creature, but I'm gonna say, for expediency's sake, I would say maybe you get some like vague necromantic energies that maybe a spectral undead would give off.
So is
Gotcha.
the specter undead then?
Yes. You guys can a spectral form of undead. You guys saw the token, know that it is in fact a specter, the handout I sent, but on your turns you can make religion checks to figure out what exactly that entails.
Gotcha.
All right, with that in mind, he's probably just gonna peek around the corner here and push the gnome. Not really, but just move the token.
shove him out the way.
Yeah, but like there you go. And throw that out.
All right, Bardic Inspiration.
At our, Master Dwarf there. And continue concentrating on Detect Magic to see if he can pick up anything else that might be coming.
All right. You maintain that Detect in the background. Agnes, you are also inspired now. So remember, don't forget, if you feel like you're close on something, you can add that D6 right now, right? For your thing?
Yep.
Correct.
Yes, okay. In that case, Thimble. What's your move here?
Well, Thimble is just going to roll with the momentum of being shoved to come right up, and he is going to hit with his scimitar and use Booming Blade with it.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm going to roll that 1d6.
All right, roll that d6 on there.
So 15.
With the 4 from that, it is enough.
Okay.
So that brings it up to a 15.
Well spent.
So go ahead and roll your damage for the scimitar, and then also the booming blade damage as well. All right, so it's a total of 15. You do see as it hits this weird ghost-like figure, the blade does cut through. It seems to be doing some damage, especially with that booming blade, but some of it is certainly resisted, as you are using a physical object to attack something incorporeal.
Okay.
But certainly some damage on the board there. Bodavin. And also, do you want to make a religion check as Thimble?
Sure. I forget that we can make those even though we're not proficient in them.
Yeah. Spooky. Looks like a ghost.
Nailed it.
Bodavin. Nah, it is your turn now.
Grandma, is that you?
Holy shit.
So, yeah, Bodavin just kind of like comes up like almost like a shootout's happening or something, like pokes his head around the corner to see the figure for the first time, and he's like, oh, holy shit. And so he immediately just grabs his crystal necklace, begins to pray, and the 3 closest to him, which are Uhtred, Agnes, and Thimble, he's going to cast Bless, and so it's just going to be like, it doesn't really seem like he's casting it on you per se, just like he's in a trance and this is just coming out of him and you just happen to be who's close by.
You guys hear that similar prayers when you're fighting the armor of the his kind of like continual chant to keep Bless going. So this, you can just, there's no limit to this unless he loses concentration. So you get to add a D4 to your attack rolls or saving throws.
And I have to let, I'm sorry, for this Uhtred, but the effects of protection from good and evil are gonna wear off.
All right.
Like next round, I think.
I believe if it's a concentration spell, it would be as soon as you start a new spell, the previous concentration fails.
Oh, was it? I thought that it was like, since it's still the same round that Uhtred started off with protection.
Kind of, but as effectively as it's back at your turn, it would be when your turn ends, which it's ending now.
All right, I tried, but
everyone does get that D4, which could be very impactful as well. So that is going to be the as yet unidentified creature. It is going to well, you got 2 people in reach, so I'm actually just going to flip a coin.
Wait, before we get too far here, Ben,
yes.
I was wondering, as Bodovin's in his trance here, I think well, never mind.
Okay.
Continue.
Uhtred, heads or tails?
Heads.
All right, you called it correctly. It's going to go for Thimble.
You
right.
little shit.
Thimble, it reaches one like transparent purple hand toward you, almost like claws seem to extend from it. Let's get that roll. That is a 9, which I believe misses you. Good thing it did not have advantage. That could have been a crit.
Yeah, that was 13. It's AC.
13. All right, you managed to dodge out of the way as its claw kind of like sighs through the air next to you. You feel this unbelievable cold. It's like standing next to like liquid nitrogen, essentially.
Okay.
All right, but unfortunately, it only gets that one attack. But that is all it's gonna do, as it seems to just like be hovering, back and forth over this crib. Uhtred.
So let's go with a sneak attack with my short swords on old Mother Mary here.
Thimble's threatening as well with the melee, so you're well within your rights.
All right, here we go.
Are you rolling with advantage right now?
Yeah, so it gives me advantage.
Does it for sneak attack?
For the sneak attack, yeah. So beginning at the first level, you know how to strike subtly. Actually, let's just throw this in there.
Holy shit. Okay, hold on. let me read through it real quick. Okay,
so you don't need advantage if there's a
so you get sneak attack if you have advantage, or if someone's next to it as well. So you don't actually have advantage on this one, but you would get sneak attack from someone just being near.
But with her being flanked, we would get advantage, right?
Well, she's not getting flanked right now. You guys are on the same side. You would need someone like opposite her, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't play by the same rules as
Pathfinder.
Yeah,
and then the previous DM that taught us just used Pathfinder rules for us, so he kind of taught us. We were bred to think otherwise.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to keep it as close to the 5e rules as I can without going between.
That's appreciated.
Did we decide if we could add our inspirations after the fact, or do we have to roll before?
Bless just happens, so you don't need to call that. You get a D4, so that D4 might be enough to get you here. You also have a bardic. Do you want to use a bardic?
And so, real quick, so what you didn't answer the question. His question was, when does he have to say he can use the bardic inspiration? So as long as he hasn't said that misses or hits, you can say I want to use it.
Yes.
So if you saw that roll and he hasn't said, it's missed, you can still use it.
Okay. I will tell you right now, though, that with the 4 there, that bless is going to get you there on a 13. So 1 from the sneak attack. Ooh, max damage on the sword, though. Okay. Again, the short sword kind of stab right into the body of this spectral nursemaid. Doesn't seem to do as much as it would to a regular person, but as you kind of look at this figure, you begin to correlate, like, there's a weak point here. If I went there, that would sever some arteries. And you're kind of using this translucent person to make this map of the humanoid body in front of you.
Okay.
But I will use that damage. I will, at this point, you can see the specter is starting to flicker. Like it's losing its ability to maintain its form on this plane. Which brings us to Agnes.
Yeah, I'd look up the symbol and I would say, keep up the pressure.
You see, this thing's like beyond words. You say keep up the pressure, it's just like...
So, as Agnes, like one of his personality traits, the desecration of dead drives me to like a righteous rage. So, if I could, I'd push past Thimble here.
You could move through allied squares, so you could like shove your way into this corner up here.
Shouty on shouty.
So he's like in a righteous rage here, and he goes to do
hell yeah. Go for it, dude. Oh, and if you want, you can make that religion check too to see if you know what's going on here.
I'm not sure he's thinking about that quite yet, but
fair enough. I mean, yeah, you can always do it post battle. But 13 does hit with that warhammer. As you guys see this fierce gleam in Agnes's eye as he kind of shoves his way through Uhtred and Thimble up next to the Spectre. Go ahead and roll that damage. Another hefty hit, even with that reduction. You can see this thing looks very, very bad. It's like flickering almost on and off like TV static at this point.
So then maybe after his swing, he rolls his, does like a religion check.
Oh, smashed it with the 19. As you enter, so you know that this, it is what is known as a specter. So a specter is an angry, unfettered spirit of a human that is prevented from passing to the afterlife. Unlike ghosts, who kind of, like they gotta finish their uncompleted business and all that, specters are like beyond that point of redemption. They're just doomed to stay on the material plane until either the end of the world comes or their soul is destroyed. You would know that there is potentially ghosts sometimes you can reason with. There's no reasoning with this thing. It is just pure undying hatred. The best it can hope for, honestly, is a quick and merciful death.
Gotcha.
I will say, I'm not sure you guys can take advantage of it too much right now, but you would know that one of its key weaknesses is that it is very sensitive to sunlight. But yeah, I would say that's what you know from that. I'll say with a 19, you would also know that if you guys do get hit by that attack where it lunges at you, you will have to make con saves, or your hit point max will be reduced.
That sucks.
But that's
it. Is that something I should? Okay, so is that like if that's something I just know, I'd pass it on to everybody else. Otherwise, yeah, that's I think all I'm gonna do.
Yeah, you kind of shout, like, it'll drain out your life. That's a specter. Ingmar the Diviner. You're at the back there. What do you want to do?
Play with his birds.
You fighting some birds over there, Ethan? You could. I really want the first noise when he unmutes to just be like, "Quack."
Ethan's not here. Quack quack.
Oh God. Oh no. How's a duck gonna pay me? Well, we can.
What was that? Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was just. It's your turn now. We were just joking that a duck had taken your spot.
Yeah, basically. It's not a duck. It's a kingfisher.
Okay.
Which is a cool looking bird.
Yeah, now I'm looking up kingfishers right now. Now I'm curious. Oh, they are pretty. Everyone watching, look up kingfishers. Pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you hear it shout out that it's a specter. If it touches you, it can drain your life. What's the move here?
They probably already said everything about it, but as far as that goes, he is. Yeah, he's got nothing. He's
Okay.
just gonna. You're just gonna see him kind of pull out that nasty looking gnarled spear that he has on his back and kind of hold it like he's not used to holding a weapon.
Okay. You kind of have like a grip that you like think might be good for fighting stuff, but you've never really fought with it, so it's definitely a little bit sloppy if a professional were to look onto it.
And I used up my inspirations on the 3 that are fighting in that room already, so I don't even have that to throw out there. But I've got your guys' back.
All right. In that case, we'll double back into the nursery with Thimble Snigglefritz. Thimble, your thoughts?
So Thimble kind of seeing that the scimitar didn't really do much. He's just gonna shoot from the hip, hit him with Smelter's Blast.
Oh, damn. You just, whoom, kind of, what the hand not holding the scimitar reaches out with that blast. You are one of the blessed people, so don't forget to add the D4 on there.
Okay.
One of the blessed people.
One of the blessed. I think that's the third 13 in a row you guys have got to hit the Spectre, like specifically. That does do it though. Go ahead and roll that damage, and yours is force right now, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let me double check. Force is actually not one of its resistances. So this bolt of energy from you just boom slams in the center of its chest. At this point, it is reduced to what is effectively just a floating head with like one hand floating in front of it. Bodovin, you peek in and can see like the, almost imminent destruction of the Spectre.
Yeah, so I'm guessing Bodovin heard everything that Agnes said about the Spectre, including the sunlight thing. And
Yes.
so, like, Bodovin actually kind of like smirking, like a side smirk like Uhtred would do, peeks into the room, looks at Uhtred, gives him a wink, then casts Sacred Flame. Oh, but only 1 radiant damage. Hopefully it'll be enough to pop that head.
And that one it's reduced to nothing on saves for Sacred Flame, right? Let's see.
I don't know.
I'll double check. Well, first let me just roll the save, see what we got.
Yeah, because it's like vulnerable to radiant damage, right?
Not vulnerable to radiant, it's vulnerable to sunlight.
Oh, okay.
Which are not the exact same thing. That being said, hold on, let me read the spell description, because it can't be further reduced by half. So, oh yeah, I just tried to say thing. Hold on. That's weird, because I have that pack, so I should just have Sacred Flame on my compendium. Bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of like the base cantrips.
Yeah, it's definitely in the compendium. Okay, I just looked it up there. Dex saving throw or take the damage. Okay. So it does make it, so there's no damage.
Damn. Well, then now he looks kind of embarrassed and like avoids eye contact
after the wink.
Back out of the room. Yeah.
The Spectre, again, this thing is just undying rage kind of personified. So I don't have a 3-sided coin in real life, so I'm just gonna roll a D3 for you guys. Let's say clockwise going around this little half circle here. 1 is Agnes, 2 is Uhtred, 3 is Thimble. Thimble again, it does not like Thimble.
Now I'm feeling targeted.
It just has a short temper, man. Don't worry about it.
Let's see. It's gonna go in with that life drain again. 13 to hit.
Yeah, 13 does it.
All right, that is going to be 11 necrotic as you drop unconscious.
Oof.
Hold on, pause. Before you make this roll, this could kill you. Because if your health is reduced, if your max health is reduced by more than, if it's reduced by more than your max health, you straight up die.
So it basically you have to do like 20 damage or something?
No. If he fails this save right now, he's dead. He needs a DC con save, or his hit point max is reduced by the damage taken.
Has he used the bardic inspiration?
Well, look into the description of the spell or the attack too. The target dies if this effect reduces its hit point maximum to 0.
Yeah. So I will say this is a weird interaction where like because just how Roll20 works, it shows you how this works. So even though you know what the number you're trying to hit is, you can still choose. I would say just choose right now. Do you want to add a bardic to it? I imagine you would.
Yes.
But
Although
I guess you could risk it.
Can he do the bless and the bardic together?
Bless happens automatically. So no matter what, he's doing a con save plus bless. And you also want to add bardic?
Yes.
Okay.
So that'd be plus 10 total.
Yeah. So this is going to be a Constitution save. You want to roll those as separate dice because that means minimum
yeah.
So
so I'll
first
roll the
just straight con
Constitution
save.
first.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay.
We're good.
So okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna say though because you did call it first that you'd use a bardic, you probably would still use the bardic to protect yourself because you knew the roll going in was a 10. I guess you already. Yeah, it's a weird rule interaction.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll do a negative. Let's see, minus 11. Correct.
That was close. Okay, so you are now your hit point max is effectively 0, and you currently have 0 out of 0 health.
Oh. Okay. That's.
That being said, you are not dead. Oh, sorry, no, you succeeded. So the hit point isn't reduced at all. Excuse me, I'm mistaken. So you're just at 0 health. If you get back up, you can still get back to your regular max.
Gotcha.
But thankfully you made that save, so you're not instantly killed. That at the rest of the extremely specific clues. It's just in this random crib.
Yep. And she handed it over to Ingmar. No big deal.
But yeah, so you guys see Thimble does drop. Uhtred, what do you want to do?
If I move here, I don't provoke a attack of opportunity, right?
No. In 5e, basically, you have to like run away essentially to provoke. Like you have to leave their threatened area. As long as you're just moving through threatened, you're fine.
So what I'm gonna do, seeing Thimble go down, I would move over here to try and protect him as much as I could from taking any more damage. We'll use sneak attack with advantage since she's flanked. Yeah.
You still have to have someone on the opposite side for flanking. So basically, the general rule is you have to be able to.
How many fucking opposite sides does she have?
Well, like that's still adjacent to you. Think about it like this: from your if you use the ruler, you have to be able to draw your arrow through the enemy to reach your friend. So like right now, if I drew an arrow from you, it doesn't touch her square. If he was, if he was standing through the wall, that would go through her square.
All right. So we'll fucking still hit her anyways.
Yeah, you can still attack her though, and you do get sneak attack because someone is threatening.
We use our bardic on this because it's about to run out anyways, right?
I think bardic lasts, was it 10 minutes, Ethan?
Yeah.
Okay.
10 minutes.
All right. So you say you want to add bardic to this? We got an 8. Go ahead and add that D8 on top of it.
Oh, D8 or
D6.
D6. Sorry. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, you get the D4 as well. So it's already 12. You can add the D6 on top of that as well. Oh, nice. Max roll on both the bonus dice. Your original roll kind of starts to go astray, and you feel like the glowing light of Bodavin and like Ingmar's encouragement from the back, and your sword turns at the last second, goes right through this thing's glowing head, and in a flash of purple light, it vanishes.
That's how we do it.
Yahtzee.
And I would assume at this point, since you go before Thimble goes again, you'd be able to do the bonus action Spare the Dying from Agnes. So at the very least, he's automatically stable. How you guys want to get him back up is up to you guys.
Well, we could save the Spare the Dying, and Bodavin can just do his healing hand equal to his level. So he just reaches down, with some glowing warm light, touches him, on the chest, and he can just recover 1 hit point.
Okay. Yeah, that works. You're back up at 1 then.
Oh, well, that did not feel good. That was cold as shit.
So, am I normal now? Am I good to go now?
You are still. I mean, that combat was only about 3 rounds, which is effectively 18 seconds. So you still have about, I'd say, 4 minutes left on being disadvantaged on ability checks.
Okay. I'm still crazy.
And that would be the same as. Well, actually, no. Who charged straight outside? Was it Thimble?
Yeah.
Okay, that's just until you rest that you have disadvantage on ability checks. All right, you guys managed to get Thimble back up with that little taste of healing. All right. First of all, before we go any further, let me give you guys XP for the Spectre.
XP.
How far
Level
are you guys from
1
level
or
2 now?
2?
You guys are close, right?
We're at 260 right now. Level 2 is 300.
I believe so. That's the wrong. I can't do math. Holy fuck. Everyone's gonna get 40 XP.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
300 bitches.
Yeah, it felt like that was the one that leveled us up.
That was a pretty solid fight. Yeah, that definitely some good. Because that's, I mean, hell, she almost one hit somebody with an ability. Yep, I just double checked. You guys are, once you sleep, you will level to level 2. There actually is a pretty logical point that you will kind of get a rest here in a second.
Sweet.
That being said, we're about an hour and a half in from our new time of starting at 7. I had to change my timers. So now is usually the time we take a bathroom break. You guys want to get a quick 5-minute one? Does that fit everybody?
Yeah, works for me.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, that's
All right.
a good pause point.
I'll run a quick ad for those people who are watching, and we'll be back after a 5-minute break.
Sounds good.
You're fine. All right, I'll bring us back in then. All right. So now that you guys effectively have the XP to level, but you also have a room that you're free to look around now without getting attacked by a crazy undead spectral entity. Go ahead and give me a perception check now that you're actually able to look around the nursemaid's room. Cool. Solid start. Let's see. It's not until Agnes walks out into the room. Agnes, you realize that behind a painting on the wall here, it's like a landscape painting of Barovia, it swings open as a door and reveals a staircase leading up, presumably towards the attic area.
So just a question on the side here. Does the specter leave behind like a pile of like specter dust that we can kind of try to loot, or is there just nothing left behind?
There's nothing to loot from the specter.
Okay, yeah, I just had to ask.
No
You know,
I
ectoplasm?
like where your head's at.
Yeah, I do appreciate that's the right kind of questions to be asking. Specter dust. You know this can get on the black market?
Screw that. Let's sniff it.
I'd like to take the top of this. I'd like to take the top of the crib there, look inside, and see what that's about.
The nursery contains the nursery contains a crib covered with a hanging black shroud. Presuming you part the shroud to look inside, you see a tightly wrapped baby-sized bundle laying in the crib.
Nope.
yeah, big nope. Let's go, guys.
Do you unwrap it?
Yes.
Symbol's leaving the room.
As you slowly unwind the swaddling cloth, when you get to a point that it would reveal, because it's like the swaddling cloth has pulled up too much over this thing's face.
Yeah.
As you get to where it would reveal a face, the whole pile of cloth collapses as if there was nothing inside at all, even though you felt a distinct weight and clearly had physical presence holding the cloth outward, but there is nothing inside.
Is there anything left inside the bundle of cloth?
Just a old swaddling cloth.
Okay. Yeah, just thorough search. Anything in the mattress, anything under the crib.
Seems apart from the secret passageway, that is all there is out here.
Like the one that we just discovered, or?
Yes, apart the one that they just pushed open behind the painting.
Okay.
Before leaving the room with the crib, Bodovan was kind of watching from the door. He walks over to the crib and puts his hand on the corner and whispers to himself a little bit and then leaves.
Right. Do you guys kind of move up the stairs?
Sure. Actually, is there anything in this room here to note?
There was not anything of note there.
Okay.
Sorry. I kind of not enough room in these stairs, but I'm gonna remove that really quick, and we can
Make sure Thimble can ride on somebody's shoulders.
There we go. Now we can see everyone's tokens.
Can we wrap Thimble up in the swaddling cloth and just carry him?
That's so disturbing. That's horrendous.
Also,
is there a carriage we can roll him
want
in?
to be at the front of the line here.
Oh yeah, you don't have. Sorry, I was just moving tokens around. Not trying to kill you, just moving tokens around.
Okay. So have we entered this room, or are we just all stacked up on this door?
Basically, you're all stacked up on the door. I just wanted to spread it out a little bit so you could actually see your tokens.
Okay. Yeah. So same deal. I'd put my ear to the door, and my hands. Oh, it was so close. It like teetered on the corner there.
I don't think Ingmar, did you cast any other spells during that time, or did you keep maintaining? Because you just did inspiration.
No, I just maintained. Right? Yeah, I've been
Okay.
maintaining.
So yes, your spell's still going. I will kind of do my 30-foot scan here in a second. On the nat 1, you don't really notice much of anything. all you're hearing is like the creaking of. Sounds like maybe it's getting a bit windy outside, but you can hear like the old roof rafters creaking.
So
you can see.
I had a question about something.
Yes, go ahead.
So I'm just gonna click on this to bring it up. The eyes of the. Oh, never mind a second. Let me. There it is.
Eyes of the Grave.
Is this like a spell? Because it doesn't show up in my spell lineup, but it kind of says like.
It looks like this is just a class feature as a Grave Domain Cleric.
Okay. So is this something I can use right now?
Yes, it is.
What are you trying to use?
Would you like to use it?
Yeah, I'd like to use it just to kind of feel out the area because we just encountered, I just feeling we just encountered our first undead here, and he's just kind of, putting his senses out there.
Yeah, I think Agnes kind of, closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, opens them back up. They're like kind of a glowing gray, and you see almost like you can't see the walls of this house, but just through open space, you can see up ahead about 25, 30 feet or so from where you are right now, Agnes, there are 2 undead present.
All right, and kind of after coming out of that little bit of a trance there, Agnes would kind of relay that to Uhtred there, or sorry, Bodavin, since he's kind of sitting in front of me. Letting him know like, hey, I think there's a couple spirits or undead up here we're gonna have to deal with in the next room. So
yeah, and Bodavin would just play the telephone game and try to pass it on as clear as possible, as quietly as possible.
I'm on mute. So
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm lead here. Do we have any indication about how far out they are?
About 30 feet, 25, 30 feet ahead of where Agnes currently is standing. So if you didn't sense anything when you did this perception check, so did you kind of push open the door to the attic?
No, I didn't do anything because that perception check was kind of piggybacked off of what Agnes was doing.
Oh, okay. Agnes kind of mentions that, yeah, and I would say, Agnes, you can tell, 25 feet obviously is a wide range there. You can tell if the door's not open, you know it's coming from about diagonally to the left. So somewhere in this direction, where my black arrow is going.
Right on. Yeah, so I relayed that there could be something on the other side of this door in front of us here that potentially there are some spirits waiting for some rest.
All right. So I would like to try and stealthily open this door. To try and make as little noise as possible.
Okay. So give me a stealth check here. Oh, just the barest whisper of wood as you push the door open. Doesn't even make any loud creaks or anything. So you find yourself on a central landing in an attic area. There are a few different doors. There's one, again, looks like it leads outside again, probably. Not ideal with the fog. There are 2 doors all the way to the northern wall. The one right here, where you got that sense of undead coming from, is locked. There is another door over here, and there's also one directly below where Uhtred is, right there.
Yeah, and feel free to disagree, but I would like to check this one first, because I'd rather make sure that there's nothing behind us, since we know that there's something in front of us.
Okay. With that in mind, just doubling quick back there, Amar, with your detect magic going, you can tell there is indeed a faint magical aura also coming from behind that locked door where the ghosts are.
Gotcha.
And I believe
coming around, I would, if we're still on
know?
the stairs, I'd kind of just like move past everyone if they're just kind of standing there. And he would still look pretty haggard, right? Our gnome.
are no. Oh yeah, the gnome's looking pretty haggard, and I would say, by the way, you can. It says if you concentrate on it, you would know what the school is of the aura you're looking for.
Okay.
It would be in a conjuration, specifically like a healing type of conjuration aura.
Gotcha. All right. Healing type of conjuration.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna try and suss that out, so I'm just probably gonna say like I wouldn't notice the healing and just the conjuration, like
Okay.
at least that part. But
yeah.
Clearly there is something else going on behind that door that you sense. I also pick up some sense of a sort of magical emanation, perhaps. And Master Gnome, while I may not be able to do much, I would like to help out. And I'm going to throw out healing word on him.
Oh hell yeah. Go for that roll. Kind of like hold up a card that glows with some very like warm yellow light. And Thimble, you're gonna regain 5 hit points.
Thank you.
Not too shabby.
Oh man, Ignar just disappeared. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Bad at math. There you go. Thank you, sir.
You are welcome.
Okay. So I'm sorry, Rita.
No, you're fine. I just wanted to double back and clarify the magic and the healing stuff. You are the Utre, said you're inspecting the bottom door.
Yeah. So same deal. Kind of put my ear to it. See what I can hear on the other side.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check on that one too.
10s. Fucking 10 all night long.
You do not hear, smell, or sense anything behind the door.
Okay, I would like to stealthily push it open.
All right, you push that door open slowly. I'll save you a little bit of time. I'm gonna just use that previous stealth roll, as this was pretty quick in succession. So you got that 17. Moving into this room, this appears to be some sort of spare bedroom area. As you can see, you can only see a sliver right now from the doorway. But as you walk in a little bit, you can see that this room contains a slender bed, a nightstand, a small iron stove, a writing desk, a empty wardrobe, and a rocking chair. On the window box, you can kind of see a little version of it right here, there is a smiling porcelain doll in a lacy yellow dress. Seems to have cobwebs draped over its face, almost in the shape of a wedding veil. What do you do?
Well, I would inspect the doll.
Okay,
See if there's anything.
Give me an investigation check on the doll.
Tens.
You get a little frustrated. As you can't see
If
much.
I see him hold it up, would I be able to do anything with it?
If you want to make it, are you picking it up first of all, or are you just like looking at it?
I'm just kind of looking at it. I see him hold it up, and I can tell he's probably like investigating.
No,
it,
I meant
oh.
Uhtred. Is Uhtred hold? Like, did you pick it up, Uhtred, or are you just kind of like looking at it from a distance?
No, I'm just looking at it from there.
Okay, I would say with the 10, you don't know much about the doll, but as you're kind of like frustrated and turn away, you do notice the windowsill next to the doll. It is on the left half of the sill, which begs the question: why is there a non-dusty space on the dusty windowsill on the right side? As if something has moved from that spot.
Can I pick the doll up and put it on this side?
Yeah.
Without it killing me?
Do you want to grab it? I'm not gonna say what it's gonna do. You gotta make the call.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But here's what I would like to do. All right.
Okay. Go on.
I would like to use. What do you guys think? Maybe sleight of hand.
Hold on.
I will say, Ingmar, since you're like looking at him, staring at how best to Indiana Jones this doll to a new spot.
Stealth for sure.
Go ahead. What the fuck? Hold on.
So Thimble can do Unseen Servant.
Do you want to use Unseen Servant?
If everyone else is cool with it.
Dude,
as long as you do it without telling us, and you just do it like behind our backs, like as we're trying to do it, you just
from
do
the
it
hallway.
Dude, Unseen Servant, one of the best.
You I'd say Thimble, you kind of move up. I'd say you have to move up to at least there.
60 foot, so he can do it from.
I guess does he just order it? Oh yeah, just performs tasks at your command.
Yeah.
I want him to pick it up.
You give the unseen servant this command.
He's gonna pick the doll up, and then he's gonna drift it towards Uhtred like it's jumping at him.
Okay.
You should put a sheet over the unseen servant too, so it looks like a kid running around like a ghost.
Awful. You, in this hilarious manner, the unseen servant, you give it its orders, whisper it kind of in the back of the crowd here, picks up the doll. Uhtred, you see the doll like lurch through the air towards you. What do you do?
So what you guys see is Uhtred takes an immediate defensive stance, right? Puts one hand on his short sword, and to his surprise, as much as probably yours, you kind of hear like this growl come from him, like this very primitive growl.
Ooh, yeah, definitely the most like bestial noise you have heard come out of Uhtred's mouth so far. So as you do that, it flies through the air. Was the command to Ingmar? You good? I saw a double of you appear really quick.
Don't worry about it. Mind your own business.
Okay. Well, I can tell on the DM side of things, it briefly like lights up that area for me. Okay. So what?
I was trying to get my new token to work. Sorry.
To lunge at it. I can fix that for you during the next break if you'd like. Do you give it any other instructions, Thimble?
Just gonna keep swooping at Uhtred.
Okay. Thimble, give me a perception check as you're watching it kind of swoop around, fucking with Uhtred. Call it says be a pretty low DC one.
So I'm gonna assume that this thing is, as it's swooping around me, is it taking like doing like a full 360?
Yeah, it's swooping in.
Also, Thimble, as it's doing it, roll that perception check.
For Uhtred, right?
No, for Thimble, as you're like kind of examining your handiwork at this comical jest you've done. You gave it the instruction to kind of like lunge at him and swoop it around. You didn't give it the instruction for it to continuously have the doll's eyes always be facing Uhtred.
So with that,
sorry, this wasn't fun anymore. It was funny.
You can see that no matter which way the body twists, the eyes are locked on Uhtred.
So I guess what I'm going to say, okay, so whenever it hits this space right here between Ingmar and I'm going to do a sneak attack with advantage because it would be flanked.
Yeah, I'll say it kind of squeezes through there. This is such a crazy scenario. Yeah, I'll definitely allow that. Go for an advantage swing on this. All right, 23 absolutely hits with that advantage there. Go ahead and roll damage. We got a 4 on the piercing, 2 on sneak. You neatly bisect this cobweb-covered doll. Clatters to the ground. And then you guys look up, having been focused on the spectacle of this first flying doll, then a cut-in-half doll. And sitting on the right side of the windowsill, where that blank spot was, is a smiling porcelain doll in a lacy yellow dress with cobwebs in the shape of a wedding veil.
Oh, wait a sec. Did that like work? Did we do something right?
I'm just telling you what you see. You cut that doll in half and you see what appears to be that doll in that spot on the right half of the window. As you kind of look over there, you look back at the floor. The doll you cut in half is not there anymore.
Oh, that's super creepy.
I am unsure what is happening right now.
There's a glitch in the Matrix.
Is that a fireplace right there?
There's a iron oven right there.
Okay, we have the unseen servant start a fire in that, and then go back, pick the doll up, and throw it in the fire.
Still so terrifying for the people in the room who don't know there's an unseen servant. So from Uhtred and Ingmar's perspective, you see the fireplace as you've just noticed this creepy doll like exchanging locations. The fireplace and the stove bursts into life. And the doll starts like floating towards it.
Ingmar is superbly intrigued by it because I don't think he feels threatened, but he's clearly like, man, my powers with the spirits are getting better, obviously. Look at this shit. Damn.
So is Thimble like in like a trance right now, kind of controlling this thing, or is he just giving it commands?
He looks like, I guess he looks just normal.
I believe it's a concentration spell, if I recall. No, it's not. I think it's just duration 1 hour. So you don't have to concentrate on it. It just continues to do stuff.
And I don't want to give off the wrong thing since you're like new to D&D about the trance every time Bodovin casts a spell. Like that's flavor for him. You know, some casters like don't do that. They read out of a book or they just shoot shit out of their fingers.
Yeah, that's like his holy looking trance. Like a bard who plays a lute, for example, their concentration, quote unquote, might be like them playing like a good riff in a song.
Right on.
Okay. So as the doll enters the fire, begins to burn, the porcelain kind of cracks into pieces, falling to ash. Thimble, you feel like very itchy feeling at the back of your throat. Do you open your mouth?
It's a trap.
Do you open your mouth? For Thimble?
Oh, no,
sorry,
he's not opening his mouth, clearly.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I'm not. That was the mute, not me.
A puff of smoke emerges from your mouth in the shape of a doll's head. At that point, you feel your trusty black wooden pipe burning hot inside your pocket. Do you take it out?
No.
Okay.
No.
You kind of refuse to acknowledge whatever satanic shit is happening here, and eventually the burning goes away from your pocket.
So practical joke got out of hand fast. I mean, it really escalated quickly.
Really got out of hand.
So at this point, do we know that it's Thimble messing with us?
I'd say give me an Arcana check, as you see like Thimble seems to be the one getting some consequences right now, which is weird because he wasn't in the room. So I'm gonna say the two of you in the room can make an Arcana check with advantage. A 19, that's definitely gonna do it. Ingmar realizes that you guys are definitely being messed with a bit by Unseen Servant, but Unseen Servant couldn't like make a doll reassemble and disappear into different spots. So do you think Thimble was maybe pulling your guys' legs, Ingmar, but there was also something for sure horrific going on here?
Uhtred, fear not too much. I believe our master gnome back there is, how do you say, messing with us. However, there is something up with this doll that reappeared over here. But I am unsure what we need do with it. Wait, is the doll still even there, or is
no? That's the one that he threw in the oven. It seems like once it was in there, it is toast.
Gotcha.
But this one is still here on this side, right?
No. There's no dolls.
It's gone.
Anymore.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I believe our gnome may have just destroyed whatever that doll was. However, we know not what it actually is or capable of. But I believe whatever it was is now burnt.
Fair enough.
Is there anything else in here? Oh, sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Say
I want to roleplay with this.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that sounds about like the sneaky little bastard. I'd say everything here has a purpose. It's here for a reason. Got a story to it. And
you see him kind of sheepishly like smile from around the corner.
I'd walk over here and just look at the spot. I'd like to kind of just rub my hands across where the doll was, and then where it like kind of like semi appeared at. Just kind of tap the. I'd imagine this is like a bench seat in front of a.
Yeah, it's kind of like a window bench seat.
Yeah, I'd like.
This isn't where I detected that magic, right?
No. The magic was up by where the undead auras were spotted.
So I'm just tapping it, inspecting the surface.
It seems to be like pretty solidly carved chunk of oak. Like doesn't even have any like hidden panels or anything like that. Like I'd say just like running your hands along, you don't feel any hidden catches or anything like that. The rest of the dust was pretty thick, except for those two spots. It seemed to be like the shape of like the doll's dress, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I mean, there's nothing we can do here.
Also, I live in this horror campaign to get a nope out of players, like I did out of like I did out of Thimble when the doll's head was locked on target.
Okay, is there anything else of interest in the room here?
It would appear that is it. That being said, I am going to give you guys a kind of role-playing XP bonus here of 40 XP.
40 XP, you say?
40 XP. Get your little boost on the way to level 3.
If I ever knew how to say that much number in Russian, I would say it, but I cannot.
What's Russian?
Yeah, well,
I mean,
Russia does exist in the D&D universe.
So does it exist in? Wait, does it exist in 5? I know it exists in the Pathfinder system. Does it exist?
Yeah, it exists. There used to be like a port set. There were 3 portals between Torel and Earth, and the Amaskari people used them to abduct the Mulhorandi, who are basically Egyptian people.
Okay.
As slaves.
That's pretty wild, honestly. I do think it's wild that in Pathfinder setting, it's like, yeah, Earth exists, but it's the 1920s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a really weird correlation, but very cool. Nonetheless.
Next time we play Pathfinder, we should play like a set of gangsters that have been
just get warped across the galaxy to Galarian.
I was just
see, the orc died of the slow poisoning.
Yeah.
Listen here, see, you heard about them rune lords?
Yeah. I was over here talking to this fucking guy, and this dame comes up, and the next thing I know, I'm in the middle of this fucking shithole here, people riding around on horses.
What are those cats on the horses up to? Don't they have cars?
Yeah.
Don't talk to that Hitler guy. He's a bad egg.
All right.
Okay, all right.
This is going to go on
Here we go.
2.5 hours.
Yeah, let's keep going. All right, so you guys deal with whatever the fuck that doll was.
It's magical.
And then you have your locked door, and then 2 unlocked doors on the left side up there.
And where are it was in here where I was sensing the undead stuff? Or the magic?
Magic is coming from up here behind the locked door, as was those 2 undead, kind of like gray looking auras.
Alright. Well, clearly we have something of danger behind this door, and the question is whether we confront it or we leave it be. My thought is we should probably remove while we can. I want not this behind us.
Valid argument.
I'm inclined to agree with you there, fella.
Yeah, Agnes is kind of feeling a little irritated by Thimble there for his tricks. He was kind of left in the dark, like not knowing what was going on here. So he's ready to move forward, but also he's kind of hesitant to turn his back on Thimble here. So he might follow whatever.
Now, is it because he can't trust Thimble, or he didn't get let in on the joke?
No, he's a little bit irritated that he didn't get let in on the joke.
Oh, I thought it was the first option. I didn't realize it was that. Honestly, sorry, I didn't mean to click that. Honestly, phenomenal though. All right, I'm gonna say you guys can tell that locked door. You guys can have two options here. You can make an athletics check and try to like pry it open, or if you guys have thieves' tools and those proficiencies, you can make a dex check with the thieves' tools. Try to pick the lock.
Yep, thieves' tools, thieves' tools.
Clearly, Uhtred, this is something up you are capable of handling, yes?
I believe it might be within my wheelhouse.
With that in mind, perhaps we can have everyone backed up.
Just a dex check.
Yes.
Give me something good.
22.
Yeah. With that being said, I'd say let's get lined up just for anything that's gonna come out there.
Yeah, I'd say you probably Uhtred probably counted you guys down so you can, arrange your icons how you want them. Uhtred, you kind of like with that 22, it's so easy. You kind of flick your wrist, all of a sudden there's two like thin pieces of metal in between your fingers, and just really quickly like get the pry bar in there. First catch done, second catch done, third catch, chunk. Door opens and swings to the next room on surprisingly oiled hinges. This room contains a bricked-up window flanked by two dusty wood-framed beds, sized for children. Closer to the door is a toy chest with windmills painted on its sides, and a dollhouse that's a perfect replica of the dreary edifice in which you stand. These furnishings are draped in cobwebs. Lying in the middle of the floor are two small skeletons, wearing tattered but familiar clothing. The smaller of the two cradles a stuffed doll that you also recognize. These are the skeletons of Rose and Thorn, the children you spoke to outside.
Oh, this took a much more somber note. That's sad.
Odovin's like almost shitting himself. He's like, oh, for the love of the light.
So I would take a step in here. Of course, I would see the children.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my first actions would be to make sure that the room is secure.
Uhtred, do not disturb them. Do not disturb the dead.
Give me a perception check.
Fucking 10.
Fucking Mr. 10s today. I mean, it seems pretty secure. This is like the only room you guys have seen so far that was like locked. Although,
how does that go?
Oh my god.
Clearly.
Tell
me something.
I mean, I'll say with the 10, one thing you do notice, Uhtred, God, someone do better than a 10. Holy shit.
Well, I would have I'd want the cleric to come in here. Like, clearly this is between, like, the cleric is the one who might be able to know this. I would want the cleric to come in and say the last rites for these two at
thank
least.
God. The cleric's on it.
Hold on, DM real quick before I jump into that.
Okay.
I want basically, like, clearly these two children were not supposed to be here. This is a terrible thing, and the cleric, this is kind of what you do, and you hate abominations of undeath. Well, if you can do anything to bless them or say something for them.
Right on. Yeah, so I walk over, very disturbed by what's happened here and start whispering some words under my breath.
All right, you kind of kneel down to perform those last rites there. Additionally, I'm going to say with that 15, you do notice that now the door's open. You can tell this door was locked from the outside with no way to unlock it from the inside.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
They were left in here.
They starved to death. Or dehydrated.
Forgive me, Bodovin, I'm going to scoot you over a little bit.
Ben, real quick.
Yes.
Unseen Servant is going to be left right here. Because he's good for an hour.
Okay. It's kind of out on that landing area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you say these last rites over them, Agnes. Who should flicker into view but Rose and Thorn? Although this time they are clearly a little bit insubstantial, a little bit see-through. These are most assuredly some sort of spirits, not real children.
Oh.
They kind of look at you guys expectantly.
Children.
You jerks, you let us in here.
Ignore him.
Yeah,
It's
Agnes kind of
unfortunate
gives
you.
them a. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's just unfortunate you came to this situation, but just know we will do what we can to ensure your story lingers on. We can help stop whatever put you in this situation to begin with.
Yeah, Agnes, as he's kind of getting up after whispering words over their bodies or whatever, shoves Thimble a little bit 'cause he's next to him, and he kind of says something, similar. He's telling him, may your souls rest in peace and yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
As they're doing that, I'd like to kind of kneel down and investigate the remains.
Okay. I would say if you're investigating the remains, is there anything particular you're looking for before I give you what role you're looking at here?
So I mean, obviously, I'd be curious to see if there's like any cause of death, right?
Okay.
So I'd be looking for any blunt force trauma, scraping on the bones, or anything like that that would indicate like a violent death.
I would
also
say that would be a medicine check as you're examining the corpses. Or the
investigation, because I'm investigating a crime scene.
I'll allow investigation.
But before he does that, right when Bodovin saw them, he grabbed his necklace and nobody probably noticed, but he cast Bless again, and so Uhtred can add that to his roll.
Oh, nice.
I like the blessing.
All right, with kind of this like glow from your necklace, you kind of get this better investigation going. Add that D4 on as well.
Oh, like he needed it. Dang, that's awesome.
I mean, hey, with that D4 though, you can clear 20, which is an even better result. I mean, still 20 was a higher level of success than a 19.
Yeah.
It is very clear that for whatever reason, these children's parents abandoned them. They locked them in the room. They likely starved to death.
Okay. Is there anything in the any clues or anything like that in the in the corpses? I
would say something that's interesting is you can tell from the way they kind of died. They're looking at the door, but there's no. You follow their line of sight here from their empty eye sockets. There's no marks on the door. They didn't try to get out. I'd say with the 20, you'd be pretty confident like they starved to death, but they starved to death trusting that someone was going to come get them. Like they believed that they were in here for a reason.
Right.
Children, how long have you been here? How long have you been trapped?
Thor answers first. I don't know. Mommy and Daddy locked us in here to protect us from the monster in the basement. We
will do what we can to stop this monster. Any advice, anything we can do to help? I guess set you free? Unsure if that's the right word to use, but he says it anyways, and he kind of looks at the priest to be like, yeah, right?
Yeah, I would say, I think the priest would think that's kind of a fair phrasing. Thorn, the younger brother, looks a bit confused and befuddled by that, Ingmar, but Rose kind of shakes her head and she's like, I don't know. Adventures have come before, and I don't know what would free us. At this point, I would say, Agnes, as you're the one doing these last rite stuff, go ahead and make another religion check.
Roger.
Ooh. Oh, beautiful time for a nat 20. Okay, so these two are effectively like minor ghosts. They don't have like as quite as good powers as like other ghosts, but still pretty powerful. They'd be very difficult to fight. That being said, you think, you know, they died here kind of not having any real ending. If you could lay their bones to rest where they are meant to be laid to rest, their ghosts would be able to vanish and not haunt this place anymore. But you would know with that check that it would have to be the right place to bury them.
Okay, so as Agnes here, I'd like you would, I'm assuming, like start gathering those bones, kind of pass on to what he learned from that religion check there to the others there, and just, you know, we need to lay these bones to rest to release these souls, and start gathering those bones up. So,
do you mention the part about like it needs to be a specific spot?
Right, yeah, like it's not just, we can't just lay them to rest anywhere. There's a very specific area that they need to be laid to rest at. So
I think as that's happening, Uhtred, he's aware that the spirits of the children are there, but it's almost like he can't really bring himself to interact with them. So he is just going to push his way out of the room.
Okay. You kind of push your way back onto the landing.
Yeah.
You don't see anything really standing out here. You know, like no one's rocked up on you at least, but you kind of take a moment to get out of that room, away from these apparitions. As you're mentioning that out loud, Agnes, I would say Rose at this point, she kind of frowns, and she's like, "Well, Thorn and I have never been there, but we're supposed to have a family crypt."
Oh, well, that's a little creepy, but Agnes kind of relates to them, then, you know, promising, you know, that he will lay them to rest with the rest of their family, so that they can hopefully seek peace.
She kind of nods there. I thank you, but did you do what we asked? Did you find the monster in the basement? At this point, you guys have been to every floor of this house. You haven't seen a basement or stairs to go down to one.
Tell me, little ones, where is this basement at? How do we find the basement?
I've never been down to it, but Mama and Papa, they made our dollhouse to be just like the real house. It's enchanted.
You are quite clever.
And as you hear that, because you talked to them and got that knowledge, if anyone wants to, they can make a... Let me double check the roll here. You can make a perception check on the dollhouse with advantage. Okay, with advantage, it's going to be a 20 and an 11. The 11's not quite going to do it, but... Oh, yeah, Bodavin. With that 20, the first thing you notice is you kind of, like, you know, lift off the floors. They kind of separate by layers so you can put the dolls in whatever part of the house you want. The first thing you find is that, like, oh, it literally includes, like, the secret door to the stairs that brought you up to the attic. And in that vein, you look at the rest of it and you realize that there is another secret door in the attic somewhere over in this room, that leads to some spiral stairs that go down through the entire house to seemingly below the first floor.
Okay, well, kind of taking that in, Bodavin's just gonna kind of all of a sudden seem very concerned and begins to beeline for the door and goes that direction and looks to Ingmar, says, "Bring your cards," and starts heading off that direction, generally trying to give off the vibe that we're going this direction now, but not really saying much.
Okay. Ingmar, you hear him say, like, bring your cards. Do you follow him in?
Yeah, I'd gather the group and say goodbye to the children. But like, we will find with you. Thanks for your help. We will find what we are looking for in this once and for all. And he would let them know, I believe our sorcerer has found something.
As you guys are walking out of there, it looks like the last two in there with the ghosts are Agnes and Thimble. As you guys turn to walk out, give me 1 second. I would like each of you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, sorry.
Just the two advantage. Just the two.
Oh, sorry.
I left advantage on, so the 12.
The ghosts do vanish, but Thimble, you currently have a new character flaw. Your character flaw is, I like being in charge, and I get angry when other people tell me what to do.
What?
That fits so perfectly for him.
On the opposite end, Agnes, you get a new character flaw as well, which is, I'm scared of everything, including my own shadow, and weep with despair if something doesn't go my way.
What?
This is terrible.
Happy RP there, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long does that character flaw?
The entire time.
We're gonna get some checks in a bit to figure out what exactly just happened, but those two don't notice what happened.
Roger. Okay.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Well, don't be the last ones out the door.
Yep. Okay. So you find your way into this room over here is kind of where you're directing them, Bodovan. That room right there. Sorry, let me double back to the previous page. Appears to be some sort of storage room here. And I'm going to say, Ingmar, you want to do some card reading as you examine the room? As he told you to grab them?
Sure. I forgot to pull these up.
You're fine. Take a second. I think I can share with you the Taroka deck on here, if that would help as well.
Yeah, if you want. I mean, yeah, it's after I got it pulled up here now.
Okay. Then yeah, I can deal with that later for sure.
First card that I have pulled up is the Seven of Stars, known as the Illusionist. Typically, this card represents quite a bit of conspiracies or even secret societies, but most certainly the presence of a saboteur. Now, whether or not that represents those children, or perhaps someone close to them sabotaged them and was the one to cause them problems, it's not for me to say.
As you kind of hold up this card of the Illusionist, it briefly glows like that pale blue ghostly light. And there is a answering glow, almost mimicking it, coming from, as you rotate around the room, almost like you're honing in with a compass. It glows brighter and brighter until you see that glow is answered by this wall over here, Ingmar.
I believe we will find our answers over here. Oh man, we can end with the cards right there, but it was actually pretty crazy. So the three cards I drew was the Illusionist, which what I said.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought you had just drawn one. My bad. I didn't realize there was three.
Oh, yeah, you did. Oh, you're good. And then I just drew the one, but I accidentally drew three more because that's the way the system works.
Gotcha.
The next one was the Charlatan, which typically represents liars or those who believe one thing or another. And then the last one was the innocent. And I'm like,
wow.
oh, that's like
thematic
spot on,
as fuck.
right?
Yeah, you definitely like. I don't know if you tell the other group that, but you are kind of use that magic that you channel through your deck, to find this secret door. And in your hand are still those remaining 2 cards, the Charlatan and like the Innocence, as you kind of just ponder like the realities that those might be representing right now. Okay, I'll remove the lighting block. You see the staircase. This descends deep into the house, certainly below the first floor. Is there anything else you guys would do on this floor before embarking down there? Because if not, we get to switch maps to a new map, baby.
If there's anything worth in this room, I'd be looking out for it, just to see if there's any other clues or
I'd probably
anything else in this room besides. But
give me a perception
I found the
check
door
in the room here. See if you can spot some stuff. This one is perception, not investigation yet.
Oh, I thought you said investigation. Sorry.
Hey, man, I got a question for you.
Go ahead. What's your question?
I did screw up. Was that charisma save? Was it a saving us magic?
Let me see if that particular thing is treated as magic. Give me 1 second.
Because if it is, it would have been the 21, because I've got the gnome cunning.
Okay. No, this was not a magic thing.
Okay, it was worth a shot.
No, yeah, definitely worth a shot. Rolling hot over there with that another nat 20. You see all of this, like, storage stuff, typical like disused house. They're all covered in sheets. You can see that one looks like a wooden trunk over here by the stove. There's the tiniest rust brown blood stain on the wooden sheet. Do you pull that off?
I guess, yeah, it's Agnes, the one that maybe like perceives that.
Yeah, Agnes, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, he kind of wanders up there a little bit and starts tugging on the corner of the cloth there, and it slowly uncovers whatever is underneath it.
Right. Oh, and you weren't the one to examine the house. That was Bodovin. But Bodovin, you also would have found what Ingmar was picking up on earlier. There's also a potion of healing in the house.
Okay, and
in the little model house.
Oh, in the model house.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess he would have probably just grabbed it and given it the cleric, most likely.
So basically, this was show you the handout. This is just a regular potion of healing. So the common one, 2d4 plus 2.
Okay, is that something I need to add to my inventory, or?
I would imagine, yeah, just keep track of who's carrying it, because that could become relevant if it's like someone's trying to save someone in combat,
Yeah, just add it to your inventory. You might even be able to pull it up in the compendium and drag it.
It is. That's actually how I got that handout for you guys just now. I just searched it in the compendium. Just search a potion of healing.
Right.
All right. As you pull that sheet off, though, you realize it is looks like a old wooden trunk. Looks like a little bit of blood had leaked out between some of the boards. The trunk is unlocked, though, if you wish to open it.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. If it's a trunk and it looks anything like a treasure chest, yeah, Agnes is he's all about the loot and the treasure. Being a dwarf and stuff like that. He loves that stuff.
You see all that blood? Classic treasure chest. You throw it open.
Just like being in a Goodwill store.
And you see a old skeleton wrapped in a tattered, bloodied bedsheet. Those of you who can see the skeletal woman, if you choose to take a peek, can make a medicine check. Bodovin, this woman was killed by multiple knife wounds to the stomach.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably not too hard to tell that. Yeah, he just kind of says, "I think she was stabbed, pretty gruesome way, too."
Are we to assume that this is the mother?
I would say you wouldn't need to check for this. You can tell that because you guys already found that servant's closet earlier. She's wearing a servant's uniform, or like the decayed remains of one. All right. Doesn't feel like she has anything on her there. You can just see this kind of grisly result. Is there anything you guys wish to do up here before descending down?
No.
Right.
I think I'm good.
Bodovin's pretty motivated to get downstairs, so just quickly turns his
So I'm gonna move us to a new map. I fixed the problem with the whole dragging, and you guys been able to see stuff when you drag characters around, so that problem's fixed. We're going to move to a new map. As you enter the stairs, it cuts directly down the middle of the house. There's no windows here, so it does get dark. Does anyone not have dark vision right now?
I think we all do.
Yeah, I think we're all good.
Okay. I believe I've already set everyone to have the proper dark vision on their tokens. Except for it doesn't look like
Bodovin didn't have dark vision earlier.
Okay, let me fix. Yeah, Bodovin's looks off for some reason. Give me one sec.
We had to redo it last time because he was squished.
Right, that's probably why it got off. All right, give me 1 sec to save this as your new default, so we don't have to do this again later.
Squishy face, squishy face.
Let's edit Bodovin's sheet. New default token. Okay, so yeah, I believe everyone has dark vision. In which case, I'm going to copy you guys to the new map. This new map, unlike the rooms here that have been lighting up with those mysterious oil lamps, this is in darkness. So it's going to limit what you see up to a certain radius. All right.
Yeah, but kind of as we go, for sure, Bodovin's gonna light up a few bricks.
Okay, yeah, every so often you touch some bricks, leading a glowing trail.
Thimble's gonna muscle his way to the front line and say, "Piss off!" And he's just gonna start leading the charge here.
Oh, Thimble's gonna. All right, hold on. Let me move Thimble then.
Yeah, Bodovin is just like, "Oh, okay, my bad."
All right, I'm gonna
You
drag
is
you
your
guys
bad.
over here. Oh, sorry, I didn't move you guys over yet. Here is our new map right now. You guys came out the spiral stairs, where Agnes is at, where the stairs come out into this branching hallway. You appear to be deep below the ground. From the moment you arrive in this dungeon, you can hear an eerie, incessant chant echoing throughout. It's impossible to gauge where the sound is coming from for sure at the moment. And at least for, oh my god, there's so many. At least for now, there are no distinguishable words. Here, give me 1 sec, Ingmar. I imagine you guys will discuss really quick. Ingmar, I'm going to fix your token real quick before we continue.
And this, fellows, is where we die.
Yeah.
Remember, we still got maybe 30 seconds of bless on us.
Oh, dude, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I really like how that looks, yeah.
I thought
Alright,
it was a bad guy at first. I was like, I'm not fighting that.
Staying
that's-
the fuck away from that.
Yeah.
That's Ingmar with his cards in his hand, and
Can you see now? As Ingmar?
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, let me give me 1 second to get your HP back on there, and then we can continue. All right, we got HP, and let's get our nameplate on there, And so I don't have to do this again next session. Let me just save you really quick, and we can continue. Okay, that should automatically drag out as this guy now, instead of your old art. Alright. So yeah, here we are. Deep underground. There are some general features in here. So it is assumed that all of these tunnels are approximately 4 feet wide by 7 feet high, with timber braces, those little pegs, about every 5 feet. I'll let you guys know if there is any exceptions to those heights in these hallways when they come up. But if not, assume all the ceilings are only 7 feet tall, so pretty claustrophobic, and there are no light sources.
Okay. Now, as far as dark vision goes, I'm assuming we all have the same trait.
So everyone should have dark vision 60 foot right now and be able to see what's revealed, essentially.
Okay. All right, so which direction are we going?
Thumble's gonna take a peek over here.
Okay, looking into that room over there. Give me one moment.
Vodavin's following Thimble because he seems to be in charge now.
Gotta love new flaws. A wooden table and 4 chairs stand at the east end of this room. To the west are 4 alcoves containing moldy straw pallets. So if you kind of advance your way in there, you'd be able to see the pallets more. It looks like this is some sort of meeting area combined with like a sleeping area.
Is there anything of value, anything suspicious in here?
Not as of yet, but you can still hear, again, that like continuous chanting.
And is there any, I guess, pop over this way.
Uhtred,
yeah.
Go ahead, then I'll go to Uhtred's thing.
I guess he'd be checking this. Oh, this is all sleeping. Okay. I was
Yeah. So those like 4 little alcoves. There's no other doors right there. Essentially, it's just little walled off sleeping areas. So you're not just exposed to the main room.
Turn around. Go back the other way.
Uhtred, you stumble on an empty crypt. The black stone slab meant to seal this crypt leans against a nearby wall. The crypt is empty. That is this one up here. As you peek into this one, the stone slab meant to seal this crypt leans against another nearby wall. Etched into it is the name Walter Durst. The crypt is also empty. So this one is unnamed. Bottom one is labeled as Walter Durst, which from Rose and Thorn, you know that's the name of the baby.
Okay.
Right.
And these are the
Those are like the slabs that have kind of been.
Okay.
They're just like kind of these like big solid stone slabs meant to seal the tomb up.
Okay. And I'm assuming that this is just a indentation in the map. This isn't an actual room.
No. Yeah, that's just like a separating wall between the 2 tombs.
Okay. I'd like to do a perception check on this whole area here.
Yeah. Go ahead. You examine these 2, the top tombs over here. Top tombs. All right, coming in with an 11. Hey, it's not a 10 though. It's not a 10.
That's true.
Honestly, I think an 11 would suffice in this case. You have dark vision. You're looking at these 2 rooms. They're pretty fucking bare. It's really just like an empty stone quarter about 10 feet long.
Okay, so nothing of note.
No, it doesn't seem to be anything of note.
My final spell slot.
Yes. So you can keep this detect magic active, but I will point out something this time that was not as much of an issue last time. The 1 foot of stone blocking it is going to be pretty relevant in this area because you're like underground. So like for instance, from Ingmar's current position, like you wouldn't be able to get a read through like this wall down to your right, or like over here through to the other meeting area, etc.
Gotcha.
So I'll just gonna do my best. I'm not trying to like stay on
yeah.
top of it, like when you ping something, essentially.
Yeah, you just let me know. I just imagine it's up always, and
it's up to 10 minutes. Okay, that should be.
Yep.
Should be fine.
With Uhtred coming back, I'd let him know. Ask me like, Anything worth that way, or perhaps should we follow the little man?
Looks like a part of the family crypt there. There's a name, Walter Durst, but there's nothing in there.
Well, make sure you tell the dwarf. I believe he has the remains, and that's where they belong. We need to put an end to that story and put them at the rest.
I will say,
So Agnes, go ahead, Ben.
I'll just say out of character as we're coming up on kind of our second break time anyway now. If you guys wanted to level, now would be the time to try to rest in here because you haven't encountered whatever like the monster is down here.
Okay.
So this is kind of like the natural resting point in Death House.
And we would be level 2, right?
Yes, and that would get you your level up, which is pretty critical.
I got nothing worth level 2.
Well, I mean, hey, it's a whole other hit die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang out in this this little crypt here.
Yeah, I mean, you think if you guys could kind of rest in those 2 crypts, you could block those off pretty easily.
Yeah.
Just kind of like a natural choke point. And I'll say, I know there's 5 of you, but I'd say you could squeeze in there.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Thimble can fit just about anywhere.
Yeah,
so.
it's also one of those situations where it's like, when we move, it's 5 feet, because like that's how much you're swinging your arms around in combat, but like, Ingmar is not like a 5 foot wide thick boy. It's not a perfect cube.
He's not a real orc.
Not a real orc. So I would say, I don't know how prepped you guys are for your level 2. Do you want a longer break for this one, like a 10-minute one instead of a 5 to polish off level 2?
Yeah, 10 if we could.
Yeah, that's fine with
Yeah,
me.
I think that'd be
I
great.
can go grab like a snack really quick and chill. I'll be back in like 2 minutes if you guys need questions on it. For those watching, we're gonna take a quick break to level up before we go into the depths of Death House. We'll run a quick ad and we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Oh, hey, before we go,
Yes.
do we need to level up in Teague's game and then transport the character sheets over here?
Good question.
I guess it depends what you're adding. I only had time to
just
buy
do it
like
yourself.
one thing.
For you guys, for what we're doing, just add it yourself. You know what class you are. It's not like Pathfinder where everything changes and you have to add a shit ton of things. It's literally like, for a
2 should
sorcerer,
not
you
be
get
too
what,
bad.
an extra spell or 2 or something like that, and call it good. Or you get, you
Yeah,
get your special ability. Just write it in. for you with your D8. So essentially, you either get 5 every level, or you have a chance to roll to potentially get 8 or more. To get upwards of 6, 7.
Well, it does alternate if it's average. So yours would be a D8 would be 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4 as you level up.
Well, I'm rolling.
Or you can just roll. I roll every time because I need it.
Well, I'm a gambler at heart, so
hell yeah.
That's what I do. That's why I do it every time. I'm like, no, it's like I know I could end up with just the weakest character, but at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, but like, what if I don't?
That split-second rush.
I'm like,
yeah. Oh fuck.
Oh, it ended up in one of my Pathfinder 1E games I just played like with friends. Iron Fang Invasion. My paladin in that has like, I want to say he's like 35 above average because he just keeps rolling 8, 9s, or 10s on the D10. Man's a tank. Okay. Looks like all our character sheets are updated properly. Your healths are all displaying properly now. Thank goodness. And you guys do manage to level up. You get that rest. And being sealed in your tombs, you guys did make it through the night safely.
All right, so Agnes kind of wakes up, like maybe after having like a dream or something like that. But he's like, he feels hopefully that these bones need to be laid to rest here, But he's kind of having like hesitant feelings about a lot of stuff because he's, whatever those two kids did to him or whatever, it's kind of jacking him up. But he's gonna try to lay him to rest here. Sorry, guys. So he's gonna do that.
Give me just like a straight wisdom or int check.
Wisdom, okay.
I would say on that 18, you would think that like these probably aren't their tombs because considering this one was labeled as a different kid. That being said, this is like a whole ass crypt down here. This is the family crypt, so there might be more.
So they don't want to be here.
Yeah, cool. I would say without wisdom save, you would know like, okay, this one was probably for like if there was ever another kid. This one's for the baby, even though he wasn't buried down here. There's probably like more around somewhere.
And did Agnes like express these feelings out loud, or was he just thinking to himself?
No, he said he expressed it out loud.
Okay.
I expressed it out loud.
Because then Rose was like, oh, there's like a family crypt, and she told you that out loud too.
Vodovin would say to Agnes that in his dreams, he also saw that it was his duty, being Agnes's duty, to lay these children's bodies to rest.
Yeah, Agnes is like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do something. And then he pushes Thimble out of the crypt here.
All right. You guys start moving out of the crypt. You guys have already kind of investigated up this way a little bit towards that weird like meeting area. And you can see there's a narrow hallway. You can see the gray areas or areas you've seen in Explorer mode. You can tell there's paths branching off either side in that long pathway, as well as it looks like a ransacked area around a table maybe near the bottom. Where do you guys think you would head next?
I would probably say so. You guys check this room out here. There's nothing there.
There wasn't that. There was another path leading out of that room that they did not go down though. This over here led out of the room.
Oh, okay.
And this is where we came in at, right?
You came in right this
here?
square over here.
Yeah. I mean, I'd almost want to just go down this hall here.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. You start making your way farther down. You can see it's going to split left and right up ahead. You're definitely getting more of an angle in that bottom room too. So I'm gonna describe what you're seeing down there before I describe the side to sides. You activate a new detect magic for a new day. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, seeing Uhtred, just south of you, this room appears to be some sort of dining room or dining hall. Contains a plain wooden table flanked by long benches. What's strange is that it looks like moldy humanoid bones lie strewn on the dirt floor.
And we're all operating with clear heads.
Your madness is gone, and with the exhaustion is gone as well for Thimble.
Do they still have those character flaws?
They still have character flaws, however.
Okay. So I mean, I'm gonna take a quick look left and right.
Okay, so left and right, you can see they do lead to more tombs that are sealed. I'd say at a quick glance to your left, you can see, sorry, change places here. You can see the one at the top is labeled as Rosavalda Durst. The bottom one is Thornbolt Durst. These appear to be their specific places of rest.
All right, I'd call out Master Dwarf.
Yeah, Agnes would like very hesitantly because he's feeling pretty uneasy about stuff now. Would kind of like shimmy forward here.
Aye, fella. Look, they seem to be the places for the those poor children upstairs. So you took it upon yourself to lay them to rest. I'd bet that this is a spot to be doing it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So he'd roll in here and.
This is gonna be. Let me see. It's a strength check to shift a sealed crypt door.
Oh heck yeah.
Oh, or with athletics. Excuse me. Athletics check.
Oh, athletics one.
You can do whichever one is higher. Honestly, if your straight strength is higher than athletics somehow, you can roll that one.
Can we support?
Yeah. So basically, the way usually assisting works on like a numerical bonus, like in Pathfinder, is basically if you just say that you assist, they get an advantage. I mean, yeah. So if we tried you to assist him there, I mean, I guess either way it's a 17, but that does open the top one for Rosavalda Durst. You see an empty coffin in there, empty stone coffin.
All right, so I'm gonna roll a quick perception here as I walk in there. And
This
am
one
I
also
on
with
advantage or something?
well, you can toggle it always on. The way I usually, if you guys like to play that way, that's how my friends usually play. We just always have double rolls toggled on, and if it's like advantage, we just take the higher one. Disadvantage, take the lower one. You know, that way.
Oh yeah, I don't care.
That way it's less to remember sometimes, honestly. You can tell it's empty in there. It's just an empty coffin with nothing in it.
Okay, cool. So I'd take one of the bread sacks and very gently lay these bones to rest or whatever.
Mm-hmm. As you do, Thimble, you no longer feel the need to be in charge or get mad when other people tell you what to do.
Oh, thank goodness.
And
the leadership was killing me.
As he does that, Thimble, you hear the quietest voice of Rose say, "I'm sorry. We thought you'd abandon us. Thank you for putting me to rest." As her being leaves yours.
Huh.
She was possessing you. Which, if you had gotten into combat, could have had some adverse effects as well.
Yeah, so Agnes kind of continues down here.
I'll say you guys can assist him again on this athletics check. Prize open the door. Should be pretty easy, honestly. Basically, if you can clear a 10 with advantage. Yeah. Oh, so easy. You're fine. And as you lay Thorn's spirit to rest, I imagine you kind of put his little stuffed animal next to him in the coffin. You hear his voice in your head, Agnes. As he leaves your body, freeing you from possession, You're no longer scared. You no longer want to weep when things don't go your way. It's just like, all of you were so kind. You made my doll light up first, and then you put us here. It feels like where we were meant to be. Goodbye. And his presence kind of fades from your minds.
Does he have the doll with him in the?
Yeah, he has the stuffed doll like in the coffin with him.
I think Bodovin would go in and make sure the doll was eternally lit before they shut the.
Well, that's really sweet.
Coffin.
I'm gonna say you feel a strange tug in your gut as the light cantrip feels briefly empowered, as you seal the coffin lid with this eternally glowing stuffed animal. So normally I will start doing this more. I just wanted your first experience of getting an inspiration to be one of the specific book inspirations as a reward for successfully putting both of them permanently to rest. Everyone in the party gains an inspiration.
Yeah.
So you can mark that in the top left of your sheets. Essentially, when you guys want to use it, you can say like, "Hey, I want to." You have to call it before you make the roll. Or actually, I think you can, no, you can call it after you've made the first roll, but basically it gives you advantage on any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check.
I think you have to call it after you roll, but before you figure out what the results are.
Yes, I just read through the rest of it. Yeah, so you can roll one, decide whether you like it or not before I say what happens, and then roll another if you choose. But normally I wanted that first one to kind of be like the first book reward inspiration point. But normally I'll give those out on kind of an individual basis for stuff like role playing, clever thinking, maybe just like a crazy move you pull off on combat, stuff like that.
Heck yeah. No, yeah, I'm feeling a little bolstered now.
Yeah, so right now everyone's got like a free advantage essentially.
Ooh. So I'd keep exploring. I'd go to this side here.
Okay, going to the next set of crypts on the east side there. The topmost one is Gustav's crypt. That's their dad. The bottom one is Elizabeth's crypt, their mom.
Okay, so with my it closed out. Hold on. Sorry. My grave. What is that?
You're brave. You're like dwarven bravery thing?
Oh yeah, no, my eyes of the grave here.
Oh, eyes of the grave. Oh, okay. I said brave for some reason.
Yeah, does that take effect here? And because we're in a crypt and we're kind of.
So I guess what's interesting is it doesn't say it's blocked by stone like the detect magic is. So give me a second on the GM layer to see if this is going to affect anything. Sorry, roll 20 is being real slow for me right now for some reason. I don't know if it was all our futzing about displeased it.
I start making sacrifices to the Roll20 gods.
For real. And it's 60 feet, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Oh my god, 60 feet. You can tell south of you is riddled with undead. We're talking like at least 10.
Oh, jeez. All right, so Agnes, he comes out of his trance and would let everybody know, like, hey, as we're moving south here, or as we do, that there are a lot of undead souls, to the south of us that need to be laid to rest here. So,
do we want to check these crypts before we do that?
Oh heck yeah, man! Let's do that.
Which one are you checking first? Are you checking Gustav or Elizabeth?
Check Elizabeth.
Okay. It's gonna be this bottom one here. Again, this is gonna be. I'll say honestly, since you smashed those strength checks so much on the first 2 doors, I think you kind of got into a rhythm of it, and you can open them up. That being said, you open up, you can see that her coffin is closed. So this doesn't require a check, but you would have to lift it open. Also, so far, Ingmar, just so you know, you have not pinged any magic down any of these, like, quarters.
I imagine so. Yeah, these guys, I'm just kind of following behind these guys. They're just...
So yeah, we'll open it up and see what's inside.
Okay. Cool. Who's opening it up?
I will.
Okay. If you could put your token on the square in front of her coffin.
Yep, I did. So that you can get properly smashed in the face.
Pouring out of the coffin is a swarm of insects, namely centipedes.
Fuck.
I already cleared our order because this is a new map. Go ahead and roll for initiative as the centipede swarm kind of boils out of her coffin. What's your, so since you didn't have a direct perception check as you opened her coffin, what's your passive, Uhtred?
What does that mean?
So it should be on your sheet near like the bottom left. It's basically when you're not actively searching for something, it's how much you're just perceive as like a regular person. Does that make sense? Like you just kind of what you happen to notice in your peripheral and stuff like that.
13.
13? Okay. So basically they are going to have to clear a 13 if they wanted to get a surprise here. I'm actually going to refresh my page really quick because none of my NPC sheets are loading. They're just pinwheeling, basically. What is happening here? All right. Whoa, okay. Let's see if that fixed it. Yes. Okay, there we go. All right. So effectively, this is going to be a dex check from them, basically. 15. So they are going to swarm over you before you can react.
Okay.
So as they swarm forward, this is going to be swarm at more than half HP. On a nat 1, though, they are so surprised at being disturbed that they don't bite you. But they are still kind of all over you.
Yeah! Bees! Bees!
And they rolled another nat 1 for initiative. Holy shit. Uhtred, you're going first, and they miraculously, despite there being like hundreds of centipedes, none of them bite you.
So are they like attached to me, or are they just like swarming at my feet?
They're starting to like crawl almost like all over you.
Okay. So let's do this. We will do just a attack with a short sword. Just normal, no sneak attack or anything like that, because I don't have any type of advantage I can add.
Okay. Roger that.
But I'll take that.
Oh, hey, yeah, take a fucking crit, dude. Even I mean, you guys have fought a Swarm of Wrath already, know that some of it's reduced. Even so, that's a hefty hit on them. As you almost take like the flat of your blade, kick it down with your boot to get some extra momentum, and just squash a whole swath of them.
And then as a bonus action, I will disengage,
which you can do, yeah, absolutely.
So that'll put me 15 feet, so I'll move back here.
Alright, bonus action, disengage, retreat from the swarm. It's gonna bring us to Thimble, as you hear kind of like this really like makes your skin crawl sound of like just millions of little tiny feet scraping the stone floor.
Okay, well, Thimble's gonna run here, get the angle on him, and then hit him with the old, now boosted up, agonizing blast.
Ooh, agonizing blast. Well, aren't we fancy? Unfortunately, 7 is gonna miss.
Well, all right.
What does the agonizing do out of curiosity?
Whenever I do Eldritch Blast, it automatically adds in my charisma modifier.
Oh, that's dope.
That's a +3.
I like that. All right. It does go wide as you're almost like you heard what it sounded like. Oh, like it's a swarm of insects, but the reality of imagining hundreds of centipedes swarming over each other and then seeing it are two very different facts, and it throws off your aim. Bodovin, it is your turn.
Okay. Well, I've been trying to think about what he would do, but I haven't come to a solid conclusion, so I'm going to wing it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, I guess from this distance, I'm wondering if Bodovin would be able to see Angus, like at least get enough of an angle on him to hit him with protection from good and evil.
Hit who on it?
Oh, it has to be touch.
It's got to be touch, yeah.
Okay.
Also, I would say,
So
I know
I can move.
That, I mean, in terms of if you want to concentrate for the next 10 minutes, but you would know that it's only like the aberrations, celestials, etc. that it wouldn't affect the bugs.
It wouldn't affect it? Okay.
No, it's only, and you can see in the middle of the spell, it affects aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
Okay, well, I think in this case, I'm just going to ready an action.
Okay, you kind of ready in action there. Preparing. Agnes, what is your move here?
All right, Agnes is pretty grossed out, and he's got his,
understandable,
his warhammer out, and he's just like preparing like this huge overhand swing.
Absolutely hit on a 19. Go ahead and roll that damage. That is going to be reduced to 2 here. But that is exactly the number you needed to reduce them to half health. Their bite will now do the lower amount of damage. Which is good because they are going to swarm Agnes.
Gosh dang it.
Okay, so bite with swarm at half or less HP. That is going to be 20 for 5. But that is currently all they can do on this turn, so it brings us to Uhtred.
When Bodovin saw the swarm, and he got an angle on it, and it went on Agnes, he is going to just let go his ready guiding.
Okay. Oof.
On
that now one, though, the magic, you were kind of spiraling up this magic in your left hand as you clutch your amulet in your right, and as you see the dwarf just get covered in crawling insects, your chanting falters and the spell just fizzles out.
Yeah, he's real freaked out.
Yeah. Uhtred, go ahead now that the ready to action's out of the way.
Okay. So with the positioning of these guys, since they're on Agnes, right? Or
they're basically in and around him. I'd say, let me see, does it say that if it has any specific effects? It is not, just occupying their space, so I'm going to say you could specifically target them.
Okay.
Without hitting him.
Okay. Yeah, so another short sword, but no sneak attack or advantage since they're occupying the same space, right?
Yeah, they're occupying the exact same space, so I don't think sneak attack would apply in that case. Also, where do you precisely strike a swarm of, centipedes,
Yeah.
That is a hit, though, on the swarm. Good rolls on your damage this fight. Sorry, I'm just gonna drag you out of the way for a hot second, Agnes, so I can subtract their health. The swarm's starting to lose cohesion pretty fast after that short sword swing.
And I will disengage 15.
Okay.
About right here.
Give me a perception check as you get to that spot. Yeah, I mean that's not gonna do it with the details from this book. As you round that corner, you don't see anything right away, but I am going to roll something into initiative. Cool. We'll deal with that in a hot minute. Thimble. Swarm's almost dead. What's your move here?
Bam! Right there.
That will do it on exactly the AC you needed.
That wasn't the right one.
Oh, sorry, I clicked it by accident for you. You can take that or reroll it. Your call. I won't force you.
Whichever one's higher.
That I won't allow. You gotta choose it before you roll. Take advantage of my nice side. That's how you get fallen rocks.
There we go.
Alright, fair enough. You go with reroll and you stick with it. Alright, that 10. They are not resistant to force damage, so that is going to blast the remaining centipedes all through the hallway off of your dwarven companion.
So much
Heck
guts.
yeah.
Come on, yeah.
So let me move the insects out of the way and put an X over them so we know that they're done. We are, however, going to stay in combat order until something else happens. Essentially, each of you guys on this turn, except for Thimble just had his turn, are going to get a perception check to see if they might notice what Uhtred did not. So, Bodovin, that's you first.
All right. Get into it.
You can't pinpoint it exactly, Bodovin, but you hear a strange hissing sound coming from the dining room area where Uhtred is.
Okay. He's just gonna slowly approach the door, trying to do his best not to be seen, but take a peek in.
Okay. I'll say on that 20, you can see that kind of hiding in the shadows of this little alcove back here is the following creature that I'm revealing. Let's put it on token layer. This is the creature that you spot.
Oh, wow. It's like the movie Trimmer.
I mean,
yeah, dude.
It is kind of like that. He's got this like hard chitinous beak, tentacles with suckers on them expanding around, almost like folding out around the beak with these very sharp talons, like barbs on them at the end of each tentacle.
Good old Earl.
Okay. Bodovin is just gonna let go a guiding bolt as soon as he catches first glance, really trying to get a hang on this magic thing.
All right, it's gonna have a little bit of partial cover here, so 13's not gonna do it. You kind of like bolt fires off, spirals through the air, and as it does, it kind of just like slinks back into the alcove, and it hits the brick next to it.
I guess now Uhtred is alerted to that.
Yes, I would say as that action, Uhtred, it's not hidden from you anymore. You know that it's there.
Okay.
Agnes, you hear that, like, despite the centipedes being defeated, combat sounds are popping off in the next chamber.
Right on. So yeah, Agnes kind of like, kind of rushes forward here. Should be within his run range here. And sees that, and he's gonna. Oh gosh, what's that? He's gonna cast a cantrip.
Okay, go for that cantrip. This is a dex save of Sacred Flame. Let me get my stats up here. And It is gonna fail. It's 4 radiant damage. As the fire, it's kind of like glowing radiant white fire blazes in this thing's beak, singeing it badly. That is going to be Ingmar.
Yeah, Ethan just sent a message saying that there's a bird emergency and he might have to log off early, and he'll be right back on as soon as possible.
Shout out to bird emergencies.
Hey, it does fall under bird law that he has to leave the game.
All right, shout out to bird law. All right,
Man,
we'll
I'll go
bypass.
toe-to-toe with you, bird law any day.
We'll bypass his turn for now. We'll let him jump back in if he can make it back in on his turn here. But that's
He's
gonna
just doing detect magic and playing with his cards.
Yeah, he kind of just stays back to like concentrate on the direct magic. The Grick at this point is gonna move forward. Also, for those of you guys who are there, you could make a Arcana check to try to know what this thing is.
So, because Thimble's in the other room, he wouldn't be able to, correct?
No, not yet. Thimble has not seen it.
Yeah.
Bodovin, you would know. 13 is enough to let you know that this is something called a Grick. They are typically ambush predators, so this is definitely not the ideal situation you would want to fight in. But I'd say more than that, you need a little bit of a higher roll. But seeing as you guys have kind of forced its hand here, it is going to move forward towards Uhtred. And give me 1 second to check something else. Alright. That's going to happen next time. Alright. It is going to take a attack action with which its abilities. It can attack with... okay, if it hits with this tentacle, then it will also get a beak attack on you, but it has to hit with the tentacle first. 13, I assume, does not hit with the tentacle.
Ooh, barely. No, it doesn't hit.
You just managed to, like, dodge to the left as the tentacle, one of those, like, barbed claws, just takes a chunk out of the support pillar in front of you. Centipedes are now out of the combat, which is going to bring us to the top with Uhtred. Uhtred,
okay,
give me another perception check, actually, as you're here. You hear coming from the hallway down... Sorry, I'm on the DM layer. You can hear coming from the hallway down here. Seems to be the padding of several feet with, like... You hear a quiet...
Maybe like a slow shuffle. Am I the only one that hears that?
Well, I'll say others could I think you could just point it out as like a free action, honestly. That you're just like, oh, you guys hear that? And they're like, oh yeah, we do.
Okay, yeah. Look alive, fellas. Sounds like we're gonna have a little bit more company here.
Alrighty.
And then short sword attack against our friend here.
Absolutely. Go for your swing. Alright, it's going to be 23. That is absolutely hit on the Grick for 7 slashing. You can tell it's not doing as much as you might think, but it is certainly still getting damage in there.
Okay. And then I will disengage.
Okay, you disengage over to kind of like the westernmost hallway entrance.
Yep.
Thimble, it is your turn. You're kind of back over there near the as yet unopened grave of the father.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I picked up Armor of Agathis. If I use that, it says casting time is 1 action. If I do that, will I still be able to attack, or that is the entire turn?
You would still be able to move, but you wouldn't still be able to attack. Basically, you get like an action, a move action, and a bonus action. And that would be like your action, would be casting Armor of Agathis.
Okay, that's good for her. All right, I'm gonna cast that on myself.
Okay.
So
This kind of like magical force begins to shimmer around you. It looks like almost on like a cold winter's morning. Frost just creeps up your body. You're gonna get, I believe it's 5 temp hit points, and
Yes,
if
and
creatures
then-
hit you, they take cold damage.
yeah, they take 5 cold damage.
Hell yeah.
And let's see here.
I'm just gonna put a little blue token on you, so I remember that for my creatures.
I'm gonna put him there so he's got a good shot. And then can I still use my Unseen Servant? Because he's good for an hour.
Well, you guys did sleep for 8 hours, so no. Unless, did you resummon it when you woke up?
Oh, nope. You are absolutely right. That's
Okay.
my turn.
Alright, sounds good. Bodovin, you can hear like those same footsteps coming from down here. And you got the brick over here.
He's feeling pretty frustrated about how this whole adventuring thing's going. Everybody else just so much tougher than him, and his magic is like fizzling out. So he's gonna step and concentrate super hard. And mechanically, what's happening is he's spending a pool of innate sorcery points that he has to be able to cast Quicken spell.
Oh,
so
hell yeah.
He's going to be able to cast a second spell with his bonus action, and he's going to cast last spell slot for level 1. So he's going to try to hit it with a guiding bolt.
Okay.
Then hit it with Sacred Flame.
Whoa. You see like magic flare in each hand. You have one of those inspirations if you want to roll advantage before I tell you if that's a hit or not.
Yeah, let's use the inspiration.
All right, hell yeah, hit that guiding bolt macro again.
Oh,
sometimes advantage doesn't go your way.
Would it work on, since they're cast as a single action, the spells together? Would it work on both of them? Well, just for the future, like it doesn't matter right now. But
the other one's a dex save anyway, so you don't actually have to roll anything. Well, it only affects D20 rolls, so like the radiant damage wouldn't be affected anyway.
Yeah, in the future, if there were 2 D20 roll, like
you would have to just pick one of the 2 D20 rolls.
Okay.
If you had like accrued more inspiration points, you could use one on each of them. You just can't stack it on like all on one roll. Like you can't have like triple advantage, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Well, this was a hard fizzle.
Yeah, that was rough, but I mean it could still fail this dex save. It does not, so it's gonna only take half of that for 2. But honestly, very dope ability that you can do the quicken stuff at such a low level.
Yeah, maybe one of these days I'll like make a couple good rolls,
Hey, those blesses upstairs were pretty clutch in hitting things. Good support magic for sure. Agnes, what's your play here?
Alright, so Agnes, like, a little bit grossed out by this thing. Kind of runs over here. So quick question, can I like move within like melee range and then like repose and jump up somewhere and kind of back away a little bit?
Say that again, sorry? So you can do what then?
So yeah, can I like move in, attack something and then like move again?
Yes, you can, as long as you haven't used up all your movement. The only thing is if you move away from it, it'll get an opportunity attack. The only reason it doesn't do it on Uhtred is because he can disengage as a bonus action. That's one of his abilities.
Oh yeah, no, heck yeah. So he jumps on top of this table right here, right?
Okay.
And like a huge like overhand swing or whatever, like he's about to split a log. Swings his hammer. Ooh, that's not great.
That is not going to do it, unfortunately, on a 9. Do you want to stay there, or do you still want to try to retreat?
Yeah, no, he'll just stay there because he likes standing on the table there. So.
All right. That's going to be Ingmar.
Are we still waiting on the bird?
Yeah, I'm just debating because I don't want you guys to be in a situation where him not being there ends badly for you guys. So I'm gonna message him really quick, see if he'll answer me, if I can do some stuff for him. Give me 1 second.
I mean, I would be willing to postpone and, lose our 13 minutes.
Yeah,
so that
we are only
don't
13 minutes
TPK.
out. I'm just worried that with the next group of things that just got triggered, I don't want you guys to get effed up because of that. Would you guys be okay with foregoing those last few minutes? Till he returns? Maybe give him a second, see if he messages back.
Yeah, I mean, if
I'm
he
okay to
doesn't,
give him a couple seconds.
yeah, if he doesn't respond, that's fine.
Alright, cool.
We'll just have to pay double next session.
Yeah, perfect.
Hell yeah. Dude, fucking Grix look just wild. Sometimes I just like see art that people draw, like no matter whether it's Pathfinder, fucking Starfinder, 5e. Sometimes I'll see a creature, I'm just like, do we think that artist is okay? Like, whoever drew the Grick for the first time, like they were going through something, right? Like they weren't having a good week.
Here's somebody's interpretation of a mother-in-law.
Fair enough.
There I was sitting on the couch watching cartoons, and this fucking Grick comes in there and starts yapping at me. Right?
And don't get me started on the barbed tentacles.
Yeah, it's either that or like somebody went to Taco Bell and they're like, "Yeah, I totally grick this toilet."
Oh, this is just the visual representation of post Taco Bell trauma is a Grick. Holy
Good old
crap.
Taco Bell.
Oh my god. Well, he hasn't responded yet, so I say we're only about 10 minutes out from normal ending. So I said let's pause there so no one gets killed in an unfair way. If you guys go down, I want it to be fair and square.
Okay.
Man, this is a hell of a first dungeon.
Oh yeah, dude, Death House is good, but it's very bonding. And if you guys make it through, you're at a much higher starting point for quests out in the main world.
We shouldn't be too far off. I mean, what would you? Are you able to give us a percentage?
Of the dungeon?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are pretty significant portion through it. I'd say you've done, including the house above, like 75%.
Okay.
Got maybe like a handful of fights left, and then like some, obviously like
I was hoping
and
really-
other stuff.
Yeah, I was really hoping for like a 90%, but
Yeah, me
75,
too.
Yeah, that's good.
We got two more sessions to wrap this up. Any XP from the centipedes?
Yes, I don't want to forget the centipedes for XP, so give me one. Let's just dish that out now. It's not going to be a lot because they're kind of just like a little surprise, like, ooh, there you go, centipedes. Everybody's gonna get 20 for the centipedes.
So it should be at 360.
Yes, the total right now should be 360, and next level up, I believe, is 900.
Oof.
Yeah, it does scale as you go, but at the same time, monsters are worth more.
I have a feeling we're going to leave this dungeon well on our way to the 4th level.
The good thing about Death
Leave this
House,
dungeon.
I think I mentioned it in session 1 right before you guys went in. If you guys complete Death House, you're supposed to be like at level 3 before at beating it. You should be at level 3. And then free to go back into the wonderful, charming realm of Barovia.
That's awesome, because that's when the classes actually start becoming interesting.
Yeah. They better have some beer in Barovia.
Oh yeah, there's some bars. We'll be able to drink off the horror of this house. All right.
Yeah.
In that case, thanks everybody for playing and watching. We'll be back on next Monday, which is July 27th. I don't know why I needed a calendar than that. Could have just added 7, but there you go. All right. Thanks, guys.
Cool.
See you guys
Well,
then.
thanks, Ben. Bye, guys.